Don't worry about it.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Where last we left off, you guys, after having secured the final resting place of King Malair, the distant ancestor of Dradloff, explored a little bit further into the forgotten Malair Mold ruins. While traversing through, you came across another one of Hallister's mystic waygates. You've managed to activate it using the elfin statue that you took off of Skella Iron Eye. When traveling through, jumping through first was Treverin, followed shortly thereafter by, I believe it was K.
Nope, draw off. Me and
Draw
draw
off.
off were in there. Yep.
There you go. Jumping through, the two of you came across a whole bunch of spiders and driders and were held up, nearly succumbing to their attacks. Fortunately, sometime after, you were followed behind by K, and then I believe Singe, and slowly after the rest of the party. You don't know where you are. You don't know what level of Undermountain you are at. You have traversed your way further in, eventually finding your way to this riverside. Kay, who saw the riverside first here and looked way across the other end with his extended dark vision, saw a large colony of fish people, most of whom appeared to be sick or injured. Upon seeing this, he noped the fuck out, cast Hadar's Hunger, summoning the Octobass to devour many of these sick and unable to move fish people into the dark abyss. Though a couple of these healthier looking ones seem to escape. None of the rest of you have known that he has done this. In fact, Treverin, even with your improved dark vision coming to this length, you don't see anything but empty landmass over behind as the last wisps of the Hunger of Hadar have faded. And that's more or less where we left off. You guys are next to this riverside. You don't know where in Undermountain you are. What do
So
you
there's
do?
still not enough landmarks for me to see which map we're on based on the maps I drew.
Upon coming through the riverside, go ahead and make a perception check
Okay.
as you make a comparison.
Apparently not.
You have no idea.
All right. With that said,
Anyone seen my maps? Who took
Did
my
you check
maps?
your other pocket?
I suggest we continue moving north and along this side of the river that we don't have to cross it yet, and keep traveling. I don't like the idea of swimming in dark water I can't see.
I can agree to that. I will follow you.
Julie will go last, check up the rear, watch our backs.
All right. I'm not a frontline fighter, but if you would like to follow me, I don't have dark vision either, so I can't see shit as far as you. I gotta light a torch. Oh no, I don't have to light a torch. I'm gonna fuck up, but I will pronounce it better than Drelov. Once I find the damn thing. Farikin. And
All right. Ambelrath lights up with a white flare in your arm in your hand.
All right.
Anybody seen green ears?
As you are walking into this chamber, just check something real quick. Okay. So, as you're walking into this chamber, you can see that the cavern in here is 30 feet high and has this forest of stalagmites above it, some of which have been broken off and actually have pierced the cavern floor below. And the floor is strewn unevenly. And as you get closer around, you can see hiding amongst the floor There are what appears to be some chewed up armor, as well as maybe some bones, and on occasion some copper or silver pieces.
I'll search the armor. Anything
Make a
interesting?
perception check.
Sure thing.
You, as you're kind of closely looking at the armor, you are suddenly startled as wrapping around you is what appears to be some sort of tentacle. And as you kind of yelp, well, it's going to try to wrap around you. I suppose I should make an attack for it first. Yep. A tentacle will wrap around you and begin to pull you towards the 30-foot high ceiling. And you get pulled in, you watch as one of the stalagmites that's hanging from the 30-foot ceiling slowly opens one of its eyes as you are being pulled in. I need everyone to roll initiative.
All right.
Oh, you got grabbed by a testicle. That can't even be right.
What?
How can I have a 2 initiative when I have like a 4 bonus to my initiative?
Yeah, my initiative didn't roll correctly either.
Yeah,
Hang
there's
on.
something wrong with the. I tried rolling a save earlier and it didn't look like it. Insight check earlier, it didn't look right.
It's not adding the modifiers.
At all? What?
Does not look like it. 'Cause it looked like I rolled a 3, and that's what I got. And
I rolled a 5 and got a 5, yeah.
Yeah, it's not rolling the initiative correctly whatsoever.
How the hell did I get a 14?
It says you rolled a
10, and then you get a +4
plus
from
4.
something.
Yeah.
I don't get a +4 for anything for initiative.
Daz rolled a 1 and got a +1 instead of a +4.
It's adding it's wrong. It's adding the wrong modifiers to the wrong characters.
Yeah, it gave me plus the int on my
So-
roll.
Let's do this again. Singe, go ahead, click on your character sheet and roll initiative again for me.
All right, hold on. Mm. If I roll lower than the roper, I'm going to be very upset.
I just want to make sure it adds the correct modifier. You see, it's giving you a
Nice.
+4.
15 plus 4. All right.
Yeah, that shouldn't be right. I'm not proficient. It's like giving me a proficiency bonus
Yeah.
in that.
You don't have any initiative modifier or anything in the sheet. Something is really fucked up.
Well, guys, it was fun while it lasted.
See you next week.
Well, hang on. We can handle this.
By the way,
So-
I'll take the new initiative.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're not even getting the first one. We're doing it correctly. All right, so Kay, you had rolled a 5. What is your bonus to your initiative?
+2, so it should be a 7.
Should be a 7. Julie rolled a 14. What is the initiative modifier you have?
4.
4. So you should have an 18.
The numbers in the parentheses next to our rolls are correct. Just the
The algorithm's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, so the one in the parentheses is what you rolled on the die. It's the plus at the bottom that's wrong.
no. The parenthesis where it says initiative and it says parenthesis 4. That's his actual initiative. It should be, but it's not.
Oh,
That's
I
the
get it.
bonus.
Yeah.
That's the
That's the
bonus it
bonus.
should be.
Right.
So it's easy.
Yeah.
So if you highlight it and it's like he rolled a 14, it should be 18. It should be
Okay.
14 plus 4.
Yeah, I was looking at the actual calculation. So, yep, that makes sense. So, all right, so Kay should be a 7. Julie should be, 14
18.
plus 4 is 18. Kent is 10 plus 0 is 10, is what you actually have.
Mhm.
Sorry. Treverin, you have a +2 to your initiative. You should be
Yep,
a
it's a
5.
5. Yep.
Daz, you rolled a natural 1. Your bonus is 4. You should have a 5. And you'll be going before Treverin. You have a higher dex. Drelloff rolled a 9 with a +1, so you should be a 10.
Yeah, but I have advantage on initiative roll.
Yeah, he actually rolled
I
a
see-
13.
He rolled a 13. I see it now. Yep, you're right. So you should be at a 14. All right. So I think
Did
that
the
was
roper
everybody.
roll correctly?
That's a good question. Roper has a -1 on his initiative rolls, and he rolled
A 14, so that's correct.
14. So he's correct. Okay, we'll begin the round with Julie. We'll have to keep an eye on the rolls for the modifier rolls for the attacks, then, and make sure they're working correctly.
All right. Julie draws Tearula and says, "My friend, we must, no." He says, "Give me the power of flight again. We must save my friend." And I use the sword to cast fly on myself.
Okay.
Is that a bonus action or an action?
It is an action to cast fly.
No, I think
use an
last time we argued
action,
about
yes,
this, it says bonus action on the weapon.
No,
that's
Tearula, when you look at the Tearula card, it says a creature tuned with a sword can use an action to cast the following spells. Yeah, I know, I hear you. All right, so I'm going to cast fly and wait. I'm going to try to stay out of tentacle range until I attack on my next turn.
Okay.
Fuck is it? I mean, it could be anyone.
Could be anyone, guys.
Okay. And you said you're staying back there, Julie?
Yes, I'm going to hold my position to not get grappled.
Okay. I marked you with a fly buff, and it's not even showing that.
Go
off,
It is
go
on my
ahead.
Yeah,
screen.
it is.
I see it.
I maybe have to
Yeah, I
reload.
see it.
I don't see it at all. Weird. Okay. Roll off. You're up.
How high is the thing? You said 30 feet?
30 feet.
Well, since I can't, I'm going to shoot him with my longbow. I think.
Okay.
Just roll normal. I don't want to fuck.
Okay. Roll a 3 plus 1 plus 4. So 3 plus 1 plus 4 is, I mean, that would be the correct. Is that the correct modifier you should have? That's what my question initially. 3 plus 1 for the dexterity, plus 4 for the proficiency. So yes. Okay. 8 misses. That's rolling correctly at least. And 21 does hit, so you can roll damage on that. All right. One arrow manages to sink into the creature's hide. It begins to kind of shift around a little bit, confused, but it manages to stay steady. Are you moving at all?
No. I'm low
Okay.
on health. I'm staying back.
All right. This guy on his turn is going to go ahead and pull Singe right up next to itself. You watch as the form of the stalactite begins to open wide, revealing a big toothy mouth, and he is going to attempt to bite down on top of you. Let me just double check to make sure he doesn't get advantage because you're restrained. It does. 18 beat your AC.
It ties it.
Okay, you take 15 points.
Okay. 15. Guys, quick. 72 minus 15.
I'll just punch it in.
Yeah, that's
There you
okay. I'm bad with that shit sometimes.
If I just added in, if you click on your character token, the green circle is your hit points. You can literally type in minus 15, and it'll adjust the hit points that way,
Oh. Thank you.
or plus, or what have you. So, nice little tidbit.
That'll work. Do you work it just like a old school math problem? Like you actually put the plus after whatever the current thing is, and then it'll take
Yep.
it down. Okay.
So if you were to click on that circle and press -2, it would subtract 2 hit points.
Oh, all right.
All right. After it bites into you, it is going to use some of its spare tentacles to lash out, once at Kay and once at Treverin. This is the one against K.
Nope.
This is the one against Treverin. All right, Treverin, you are grappled. But you're not moved at all. So, while that one's holding on to you, you watch, those of you who are keeping an eye on the ceiling, as two more eyes open up. And they will reach out with their tentacles. The one up here is actually going to shift over a little bit, and it is going to reach out once at Julie, once at Daz, once at Draloff, and once at K, in that order. Starting with Julie, then Daz, both will miss, then Draloff, and then finally K,
That also miss.
and I believe every one of those will miss. Then this guy from back here is... Okay, just making sure he can see and reach. He is going to reach out. He doesn't have a great line of sight against Draloff. He does have a good line of sight against just about all the rest of you. So, starting with K, one of the tendril in your direction.
No.
Treverin's already grappled, so he's not going to go for him. He's going to try twice against Draloff. Both attacks. Nope, the 16's going to get you. So Draloff is grappled by one of the tendrils. Then finally, the last one is going to lash out towards Daz. And he is going to be grappled as well.
What's the range on his dealio?
50 feet.
50 feet?
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit, he's got some grabbies.
Ropers are nasty, man. So,
Not
while
as
you were grappled,
nasty as I'm about to become.
while you're grappled, you are considered restrained. You have a disadvantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. And the same tendril cannot be used in the same person. All right, after those go out, he is then going to go ahead and reel in Draloff, pulling him right up next to him. And then he is going to bite down on top of you, Draloff. 19 piercing. Draloff is already looking pretty badly hurt. That's it for their turn. Singe, you are getting eaten up by the one that you are next to.
Okay, so regardless, I'm only being held by one tentacle, correct?
Yes.
Would the tentacle that is going to Treverin be visible in my range of view?
Yes.
Like, okay. So, because I don't care if this actually causes damage for the second part, but I'm giving you a visual of what I'm about to do.
Okay.
I'm about to cook some octopus and take a bite.
I love it.
So I am literally going to grab the tentacle that I am holding.
Well, it's holding you, but sure.
Well, that is holding me, but I assume that with the struggling, I can kind of grab it with two hands. And hopefully, I can also see the tendril that is holding Treverin. And I am going to... that.
Okay. Well, let's try it. Did not mean to do that with advantage. We're going to use the 4. So, breathing onto those tendrils, both you are freed, and both Treverin are freed. And you go falling back down to the floor. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
That's fine, just so long as I have the tendril in my mouth as I get to the bottom.
I'll allow it.
I am a generous god.
Okay.
Gonna say, did it show up? I'm like, where the hell is it?
Yep. So, you'll take half of that. You'll take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you land kind of hard back down on the uneven cavern floor, but you are able to steady yourself. So, as you are pulled up by this creature, you look down, you see, oh, that might be interesting to taste. Both tendrils are just burned off of this creature. It rears back, not expecting that, and you just fall right down to the floor, big grin on your face, and a bit of singed octopus in your mouth.
Works for me.
Treverin, the rope that you were tied to is no longer tied to you, and instead it's being kind of like Lady and the Tramp towards Singe's mouth. Okay, you're up next.
So are all previous guys on the ceiling then?
Yes.
Okay. So
Currently, Draloff is the only one that is grappled.
I am going to focus the one that's currently grappling Draloff.
Okay.
I'm going to flip to my bow and give it 2 shots.
Go for it. 16 will miss. 26 will not. All right. One arrow manages to sink its way into the creature's rough, rocky-like body, but it is still managing to hold Draloff taut.
And then I'm going to... Is Draloff off the ground yet?
He
Yeah.
is right next. Yep, he is very much off the ground.
How far up in the ground? Up.
About 25 feet.
Damn, okay. That'll be it then.
Treverin, you're up next.
All right. Seeing that this started out in a very strange predicament, and I am definitely not touching that tentacle that Singe is chewing on. Fear that he'll mistaken my fingers for more of the tentacle. I reach into my pocket, pull out a diamond, and say, "Here, my precious."
Oh boy. Okay. Wisdom save. A 1, a 2, a 3. So what's your DC?
Spell save is 17.
Okay. The one in the middle that was holding Singe is charmed. The rest of them are not.
Okay. Second. I don't know why that spell card. I'm sure it had something to do with the fact that nothing else is working right. So.
No.
And then to make sure I don't get re-grappled, I am going to book it over here.
Okay.
And give myself a little bit of protection.
Alrighty. Daz, you're up next.
All right. So this is the one who has me grappled, right?
Did I say you were grappled earlier?
Yes.
Yeah, he's grappled by the one on the very bottom.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, yeah.
All right.
I'm just gonna reload real quick.
Oh my God! It's got me! Get it off me! Get it off me! And I'm going to shoot.
Remember that you're restrained, so your attacks will have disadvantage.
Alrighty.
Roll again. even if he rolls again, oh Jesus.
There's 1, and there's 2.
You have to give me a minute. I went to reload so I could actually see the markers. So. All right. So, Jesus Christ, a 31 with disadvantage. Yeah, those will hit. You're hitting the one that's attacking you.
Yes. The one that's getting all fucking grabby with me.
Okay. Trying to figure out where it's getting some of that roll from. I'm looking at the 21, so it's the die plus dex, which you got a +4 too, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And a +2 mod.
+4 prof. +1
Proficiency.
magic.
Yep.
+1 magic. You've got a magic. It's a magic. It's a +1.
So I'm
bow.
archery fighting
that's
style.
okay.
The +2.
That's it. That's where I'm wondering. I'm like, where's that other +2 come from? Okay. You rolled a fucking 31 at level 9. I know that's high, but Jesus.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
a natural 20.
Yeah. Disadvantage, so it wasn't. But both of those attacks will land. That guy's injured, and you can't move, so I assume you're done for your turn.
I'll disengage out of this tentacle if I can.
You cannot.
Cannot. So that's it.
Sorry.
I know.
All right, we can begin the round with Julie again. Julie, you have the fly on you, so to speak.
Okay. A little harder to mute. I have to mute and unmute myself. There's no push to talk on my phone. All right. Julie flies up enraged at this ambush, and he's going to activate his Eye of Burning Blood.
Okay.
And attack the roper above him. So he's going to fly 30 feet, I guess 20 feet. I don't know how many feet up he has to fly, but
you'll have to fly at max 25 feet.
All right. So let's do that. And so this is with advantage.
Yep.
Okay, 1, 2.
All right. Both attacks will land. Go ahead and roll damage.
Where are you?
Good rolls.
Wow, I don't see that often.
All right, done for your turn.
No, I'm going to action surge and do it again.
All right. Crit.
If you're not here.
Is that a natural?
That's a 19 crit. Yeah. I'm assuming the critical. Wow, look, 2 1s on that critical. That's so unlikely. This thing's busted. I swear to God. That's not right.
Don't blame the dice.
That's the one that hit. I don't think I get the bonus damage though for that.
Not for the sort of sharpness. Has to be a natural 20.
Yep. What's the sweep the leg for again?
I don't remember.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, so 22, 43 points of damage.
43?
Yeah, the first 2 attacks did combined 21, and then that critical hit did 22.
Oh, right.
So that's 43 total.
All right, so you
wail.
wail.
It's 43.
Yep, gotcha. All right, so you wail hard into this guy. Now that I think about it. No, you're not fighting style. Never mind. Okay. All right, master. Okay, so you wail into this guy. He's badly injured. Are you done for your turn?
No, I get 1 more attack because of the critical.
Are you heavy weapon master?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are. Okay. Yep, 27 will hit.
Other stuff just for me too. Or I could.
All right. All right, you wail into him a few times, missing terribly once. You're still steadying yourself with the swings, with the flying especially. Terulai tears into the rocky hide of this creature. Are you done for your turn then?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Dreloff, you are on the ropes and tied to the roper.
Well, if I break it loose, I'll fall to my death, so. So if I swing it, can I swing at him with my cauterizer from this?
You can, but you'll have disadvantage on the attack.
No, I won't.
You can rage reckless and have normal.
I'm rage reckless, and then I'm gonna smack him for normal.
All right, go for it. All right, both attacks will land. Go ahead and roll damage. Getting the cauterizer free from the rope that is tightening around you, you manage to free your weapon, slamming hard into the right above this creature's eye, and you watch as bits of black blood begin to kind of drape over it. It tries to kind of shake it off and is holding tightly onto you. It does not want to let you go.
Okay. That's it for my turn.
Okay. Next is the roper's turn. The one that has Daz grappled is going to reel him in. It is then going to back up 10 feet. And it's going to take a bite into you, Draloff.
What'd I do to him?
You kind of hit him.
Yeah, I'm dead. Beyond dead.
You're not dead. You're unconscious.
Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Mostly.
Like I had 6 hit points, and he hit me for a lot.
The one above you, Singe, is charmed by Treverin, and it is going to dash along the wall, 20 feet down, so it is now kind of over here, about 15 feet above the floor that you're standing on. The one over here that Julie is next to, this guy's actually going to lash out 4 times straight at you, Julie.
Actually, he has to move towards me. He can't go that way.
Oh, yep, you're right. Okay, so 5, 10, 15,
That's why I said,
20.
come here, my pretty.
Okay, so he's over there. He's still 30 feet up then. All right, and then did not mean to roll that with advantage. I'm going to count the 22, though. So, Julie, you are grappled. It's going to, well, it doesn't really need to reel you in because you're right there, but it is going to bite you. 14 points of damage. And I need you to make a constitution saving throw for your fly. 14 reduced to 11. All right, you're still flying. You still have that spell focused. And that's it for their turn. Sin, you're up next.
Yeah.
Still got a bit of roper in your mouth.
Yeah. So I'm going to cast this on the one that has Shrelloff on Daz. Now, if it fails the roll, I would like a I'd like a ruling on something.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see if it fails first.
Okay. Wisdom saving throw. Did not mean to roll up with advantage. We'll count the 4, so he most certainly fails.
Okay. So, with that said, it says it paralyzes the creature. Would that also paralyze the creature's ability to hold on to the surface above it? I mean, if you're paralyzed...
It would normally depend on the creature. That said, this creature has a natural climb speed, so I'm going to say no.
Alright.
But I would argue, though, it can't climb now because it can't move its limbs.
That was...
It's basically suction cupped to the ceiling.
Okay. Fair enough. But it would be safe to say that the guys don't have to worry about it doing anything with its tentacles, right?
Correct. They're still grappled in tentacles, but he's not going to do anything with them at this point.
Alright, I'm going to move closer to that group.
Okay.
And then that's it for my turn.
Alrighty. Okay, you're up next.
Alrighty. So I'm going to run. Actually, I lied. Can I see him from here? Yeah, I can.
Do you remember that green arrow is on you for?
Yes.
No.
I do.
What is it?
Because it hasn't really been that long. We didn't take a short rest. Kay's still got freedom of movement on him.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Okay.
So I'm actually going to throw my hand out and cast this on Draloff.
Okay, Drelloff gets 6 hit points back and is no longer unconscious.
And then I'm going to shoot the roper currently holding Daz and Draloff twice.
Okay, you have advantage because it's paralyzed.
Dope. Holy shit! Alright.
Good rolls. Okay, they both hit. 19 and 9. This creature is very much on the ropes. Looks like if he were to take another shot, that'd be it for him.
It's a roper that's on the ropes.
Uh-huh. All right, are you doing anything else for your turn?
No, that'd be it.
All right. Treverin, you're still focusing on this Incite Screed spell. You can see the second of these 3 is clinging on the ceiling, slowly making its way towards you.
And I can move underneath him, correct? Because he's on the ceiling.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going to move first 15 feet to here. Targeting this guy, I'm going to hit him with Firebolt.
Okay. 27 hits.
I should hope so.
All right. It impacts into this creature. It rocks a little bit, but Julie is still grappled by it.
All right. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movements, which is 20, or wait, another 15. Basically move to here.
Okay. Reveal a bit of the canyon beyond.
Yep.
Alrighty. You watch as this creature slowly kind of turns around as you run underneath of it. Daz, you are still grappled. This creature
I
next
am.
to you is not moving, though.
Alrighty. And it's a strength check to get free.
It would be.
Wouldn't be much of a strength check, though, would it? I mean, it's
Now,
not like it can fight back.
That's the thing. Right now, it's normally since I'm restrained, I would get disadvantage.
You don't get right. I will say you do not have disadvantage on the strength check to break yourself free.
So just a regular strength check.
Regular athletics check to break yourself free.
Oh, athletics. Yes. I'm going to. Yep. Oh,
That's
I don't know why
acrobatics.
that was done. And I'm still.
Despite being paralyzed, this creature seems to have hell of a hold on you.
Oh, fuck this. Action surge. I got to get out of this. That was a waste. 15.
Yeah, it's got to be yeah, it has to be a 15 to break free. And even with it's paralyzed, it's I already took away the disadvantage. I'm not going to be able to.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Let go me. Let go me.
Done for your turn?
Yep.
Okay. Julie, you're up next. This creature has you grappled.
Okay, I'm going to. I'm still right next to it, correct?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to attack it twice with my longsword. Sharpness. Try to finish it off. So let me go.
Okay.
I'm restrained, so it's a disadvantage, right?
Correct.
All right.
15 misses. So does 15.
Ah. Yeah, no, that's all I can do.
Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. Drelloff, you're up next.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did last time.
Alrighty.
Well, I don't have rage, and let me turn that off. Hold on. And
Okay.
there.
Alrighty. Both attacks will land. Alrighty. As you pull out, lashing into this creature, the tentacles will go limp. It is still kind of hanging onto the ceiling because it has spider climb. That's why. But the tentacles go limp, and you and Daz both go falling out of them. I need the both of you to make athletics checks for me, please.
Okay.
Acrobatic. Excuse me. Dexterity saving throws. That one.
Are you sure?
Positive. You're both fine. You use the natural rock formation to slow your descent, and you roll right down, right below this thing. And eventually, you hear a pop as it crashes. Its dead body right next to you. Alrighty, are you moving at all, Drelov?
And what I got? 30 feet. Oh man, what the fuck's the measuring thing? Yeah. Shit. Why can I not select my fucking token?
You have to go back to the select tool, top left corner.
I have it selected.
Where are you trying to move? Maybe just click and ping.
The square right above Trevarin's 35 feet. That's where I can.
Okay. Right up there?
Yep.
All right.
I forgot what the fuck's wrong with it. Yeah.
You may have to reload. Alrighty.
As he passes me, I say, "Figures. Damn dwarf has to hide behind the elf."
Okay. Next are the ropers. The one that is charmed kind of shuffles his way back around, and oops, that's not right. 5. It's going to just move to where it's right above you.
Yep, that's the plan.
And then the one that has Julie grappled is going to move. Let's see. 5, 10 feet in, and it is going to bite you. 19 reduced to 16 points of damage. Sin, you're up next.
I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And the one that is on Julia, Julie, can I see it with the light that's in the cavern and with my weapon?
It's a little hard, but it's in dim light, but yes.
All right. So I'm going to that.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Why'd that? Oh, okay. Never mind. I was like, why'd they get rolled that?
No, I rolled that correctly. 16 ties your DC,
Ties,
so it
yeah.
succeeds.
All right. And then I'm going to duck back around the corner.
Alrighty. Okay, you're up next.
I will shoot at the one at Daz a few more times. Is it still paralyzed?
It's dead.
The one that's paralyzed is now dead.
Oh, it's not marked off. My bad.
Oh, sorry.
It's all G. Then I will shoot at the one over here by Julie. Oh, not with advantage. My bad.
We'll count the 219. So either way, it's not going to hit.
Damn. Okay. That's
Yep.
it.
Hard exterior, rocky bodies. Treverin, you're up next.
Since the dwarf hiding behind me really messed up my plans, I'm gonna have to redo this again. And I'm gonna go 15 feet this way, targeting this guy. I'm gonna hit him with firebolt again.
Okay. 24
and then
hits.
use my other 15 feet to move to here.
Okay. Daz, you're up next.
All right, these on the map, are they stalactites or stalagmites?
Tights.
So they're all from ceiling down.
Yep.
Oh, good. And they're on the shit. You know what? I'm gonna save somebody. I'm gonna move right here. He said, "Don't worry, elf man. I got you. I got your back." I'm gonna shoot this one twice. I'll protect you. It's chasing you.
Okay. Sure. Um, 22 hits, 16 doesn't.
All right.
So
Yep.
you know what it's supposed to be able to roll at the end of each of its turns. I've been forgetting, which we'll worry about later. But
What the hell?
it does not make a wisdom save after being damaged, though. I misread the spell. So you impact into it. It's still chasing you after the gem. Nope. Or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. There it is. Okay, now I read it. So it is no longer charmed.
That's it. And then that's it.
And then the goblin runs away.
Been funnier if there's something bigger behind him when he did that.
Yeah, totally.
I can always throw over here and there. Julie, you're up. The creature you're grappled to.
I'm going to use my make my sword of sharpness shed light. I can do that at no action cost.
Okay.
So that gives me bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light in another 10 feet. So at least everyone can see me if it tries to run away with me. Meanwhile, I'm going to attack it again. I have a 1 in 4 chance of actually hitting this thing, so I'm going to take it. It's very wounded, is it not?
It is very much wounded, yes.
Yeah. Oh, come on!
You nearly dropped the sword, but its presence holds on tight. All right. Droloff.
Oh, shit.
You watched as the goblin ducked out after being freed, shot at the other roper that it was kind of following Treverin around, and then ran away.
I call him an asshole. Yeah. I'm gonna move back down here. Can I hit him with a bow from here? Under this select.
You can do it while you're running.
Okay, that'll work. Pop off 2 shots.
15 and 14 both miss.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. Now it's their turn. The one that is still holding on to Julie is going to move another 10 feet further down and then bite you again. Critting.
God, will you miss something less than a 19 once?
So you take 26 points of damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for the flying spell. You have to roll a 13 or better. All right, you're still flying, for what it's worth. The one that is now broken free does not really see Droloff as it runs off, even though you did get a shot at it. It does not see you as it runs off. It is going to lash out twice at K, once at Singe and once at Treverin with its tendrils, starting with K. Did not mean to do that with advantage. 25 against...
That'll hit me.
Yep, so you're grappled.
Will freedom of movement negate that?
Question.
Because I don't think he can be grappled if he has that on.
And does he actually have 3 tendrils still? I don't know how many they have to begin with, but he's lost 2 of them.
He can be grappled, but he can spend 5 feet of movement to automatically escape from non-magical restraints, such as manacles or a creature that has grappled. I will say this, you cannot be restrained. You're still going to be grappled, but you're not restrained by the grapple. However that works. But you are grappled.
He has a fucking, he's like starts pulling me in, and I'm like, nah, and I just take 1 step backwards, and that's it.
I know, basically, it's raw, but there you go. You're grappled, but you're not restrained. And then once against Singe, once against Treverin in that order. Singe. That'll miss. Treverin, I'm pretty sure that misses. Yep. All right. So Kay, you are roped in. It will reel you in. Unholy. It will reel you in, Kay, and then it will bite you. It does not have advantage because you're not restrained. 19's not going to beat your AC.
It will, but because I don't have a shield, I have my longbow out.
Oh.
But I am going to cast that.
Okay, so it will not hit you, but after you get the shield, as you get closer to the creature, as it bites down, trying to put you in its mouth, it just goes boom. Singe, you're up.
Has that one been hurt?
This one only a little bit. This one a little bit more.
Let's see if we can make it alive.
This one has retreated into the darkness to the north.
Is anybody down?
Nope.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Droloff's still really, really badly hurt. You don't know where the fuck the goblin ran off to.
Shut
up, don't see Julie anymore.
Do what?
I said shut up, Crowl.
What'd I say?
I was waiting for you to tell me that I rolled fucking low on the fucking second number again.
Oh! I just now noticed.
Fuck yourself.
Are you
You
target-
could
yeah,
probably
targeting
see
this
the
one.
light. You could probably see the light from Julie's sword moving off.
Yeah, you got a point. Yeah, but those of you who are further into the cavern can see it getting further and further into the darkness. So, crits on the wisdom save, so no damage.
Okay then.
You moving you moving all? You stay in there.
Let me look here real fast. Hold on. You know, I really wish if there's one thing I wish they would do, I wish they would list what spells are bonus actions, like right on the spell screen.
Yeah.
Because
Get yours and probably tell you what.
yeah, I'm gonna do this to the roper closest.
Spiritual weapon. Okay.
And he'll be right next to him. I'm gonna assume the 22 hits, but I could be wrong.
Oh yeah, it hits.
Now you know why I have the spell cards out all the time.
I just got a bunch of monster cards I need to alphabetize. Alrighty. So you try another shot at Total Dead. You hear that dong. No response from these guys. You decide, fuck it, I'm just gonna smack him. You conjure up your spiritual weapon, and
Barely.
it has the yeah. It has what form do you conjure it in?
So far it's been swords basically.
Swords. Okay. As you conjure this one, as it begins to kind of take its form, you're used to the sword having this sort of radiant glow around it. That has what looks like dragon wings attached to it. As you conjure this one has more of a shadow glow to it, somewhat similar to the sort of glow that seems to hover around Treveran's magic. And instead of dragon wings, they look to be the wings of some sort of bird.
Oh. Okay, that's new. Correct me if I'm wrong, just for what you call it. So far, things have been much more darker. This is different than that?
The magic you are conjuring has been different ever since you essentially sold your soul to bring Kay back.
No, I follow, but is this in the same theme, or is this more nature-based compared to the darker shit that I was doing earlier? That's what I'm. Is there that? Is it the same thing, or is it a little different than when after I quote unquote sold my soul?
He said it was dark, so it's like my magic.
It's
So
it's a lot like Treveran. It has that same sort of dark glow
Okay,
around it.
all right. I just want to make sure we weren't switching taints, as it were.
Okay. Are you moving at all? You done for your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay, you are grappled. You're still have freedom of movement. You're up.
So I'll be like, now that I have you right where I want you, and I will stab him twice in the face as I form a greatsword in front of him.
Okay. As it reels you in, you just smile, pull your hand free of the tentacle, summon the sword to your hand as it becomes this gigantic buster cloud-like sword, and just start stabbing him in the eye. Both attacks will land. Go ahead and roll damage. Alrighty. He is hurt, but he's not letting go of you yet.
All right, that's her turn.
Okay. Treveran, you're up next.
all right. So I was gonna do something, but this. I just want to check to see if this was a single target. Oh, you know what? That sounds like fun. All right. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna move to here.
Mhm.
Check my distance here, 30 feet. I can still see that.
Yep.
And then using this, I am going to cast this at both of our ropers.
Okay.
I'm not sure how this works with it being concentration, but it is one creature, so I figured there's gotta be some way this works.
So let's start by making wisdom saves for the both of them, starting with the one that has K grappled. He fails. The one that has Julie grappled will also fail for 20 psychic. Alrighty. So first off, the 20 psychic that you do to the one up here, you watch as in the distance, Julie's the light kind of shakes around a little bit. Julie, you watch as this creature suddenly stops, or rears back. You hear a low guttural sort of growl, and then it just kind of slumps over and lets the tendril loose and falls. You're still flying up in the air, so you don't fall with it. You're no longer grappled with it.
And,
Yay!
and then I will use the last of my 15 movement speed to move right back where it was.
Okay. Daz, you have no idea what just happened.
Why not?
Because you're way the fuck back there.
Yeah, I'm not too far back there. I can still see everything.
Well, I mean, you don't see what happened with Julie.
I have no clue. But I am more only worried about protecting the elf, so I am going to
Yeah, right.
shoot that roper twice. And I'm
Go for
going to...
Does he say that loud enough where I can hear it?
No, I just mean talking, not character talking.
No.
Even so,
Going
you'd be too
to-
far away for you to hear it. There's too much going on.
He's
I'm
lucky.
going to crossbow expert, I'm sorry, sharpshooter.
Mm-hmm.
But let me roll these first because there might be stuff afterwards.
All right, -5 to each of the rolls. That's 11 and 14. Both will miss.
Okay, hold on. And they are... My superiority dice are what, D6s right now?
I think they're D8s.
They're D8s. I am going to burn one for the second attack.
Okay, in what sort of strike?
For precision.
Okay.
Precision attack.
Go for it.
Oh. Sorry. Getting the right. Yes!
Nice roll. Okay, so that 19 drops to 14 with the sharpshooter, plus 8 makes it 22. 22 will land. So 7 points plus the 10 makes it 17.
Yep.
All right. So one of them you aim just right as it manages to pierce into a weak point near the creature's back. As you're kind of stabbing into its eye cavity, you watch as a crossbow bolt just barely kind of juts out of it. This creature's kind of shaking around a little bit, very much on the ropes.
And then I will hide.
Okay. You have to be in total cover for the creature to hide, so I'm going to say you'd have to move at least over here a little bit.
Oh. All right.
But you stealth well enough that this creature's probably not going to be able to see you. Certainly not right now.
He's been groped one too many times in his life.
Mm-hmm. Julie, you're up next.
I still got to hit my. Every time I go to talk, I hit my PC push to talk button, and it doesn't do anything. That's funny. Julie zooms down the hallway and is going to attack out of the roper.
Okay.
Without disadvantage this time, so that's good. Oh my God, what is fucking going on today?
A 2 and a 1.
I'm going to bonus action take my second wind.
Okay.
Hold on, I didn't. I got to add 1 to whatever I roll because I haven't configured it for level 9 yet. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. That's it. It's my turn.
Okay, Dreloff.
I'll move to here and shoot twice with the longbow and pray to God I hit.
Nope.
Okay. I'll move back here.
Okay. The creature, having K still grappled, is going to retreat back into this cavern, kind of haphazardly. and it's going to try to bite into you, which it does for 22 points of damage.
That will indeed hit.
Sin, you're up.
Why are you grappled again?
You never used 5 feet of movement to break free.
He pulled me up to his face and I stabbed him.
Okay then.
Same thing I did.
Like you couldn't have slid 5 feet down the fucking tendril and still stabbed him? What the fuck? Alright.
Well, I looked him in the eyes of it, and now that I've got you right where I want you.
Alright. As a bonus action, I'm going to move this. It can move up to 20 feet to it, and I'm going to attack with the spiritual weapon again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not going to hit.
Nope.
Okay, and then I will hold the deck again.
Okay. Saves against it.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck's his wisdom?
+3.
Jesus.
I don't know why, but it's a +3.
They're not wise creatures.
They're a wise old grouper.
Alright, and
They're wise enough to know when to attack and when to retreat. Apparently. Sort of.
That's enough for that then.
Alright, Kay. You still tap this creature as it retreats, 22 hits. And you do just enough damage, 9 points, that you kill it.
Cool.
It crashes onto the floor. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as we end combat. Alright, you land on your feet on the uneven floor, taking no damage.
Sweet.
You're out of combat.
I just went through the log and did some quick math. 1 out of every 4 roll I made is a 1. Jesus Christ.
I'll take a few moments, a couple minutes, and I will cast this on my friends. Actually, wait a minute. Can you cast that at higher levels? Yeah. I'll cast it at level 3. If we can recoup ourselves here. Let's take 10 minutes, guys. We just gotta get back together.
I come out and I stab this one with my short sword.
Okay. If you take the time to wait 10 minutes, Singe will restore 16 hit points to all of you.
So everybody's just standing in a circle up there?
Yeah, basically.
Basically.
What's everybody doing up there? Why aren't you moving? This place is dangerous. I just saved the elf from getting attacked by one of these things.
I walk up to him and smack him upside the head.
Nope.
Next time, don't.
I'm dodging that.
Make an attack roll, Singe, with your strength modifier.
Me? Sure.
No, sorry, not Singe. Treverin. Sorry.
With my strength modifier. All right.
Yeah, basically just a strength check. Unarmed strike.
Second.
Please crit.
It doesn't matter. It's like horrible.
Nope. So you got to smack him. Dash kind of just ducks out of the way before he gets hit.
Then I cast
you
Mold
should
Earth
show
underneath
some-
his feet to hold him in place.
You should show some more. Well, if he's going into all this stuff, then we need to hit initiative because I'm not just going to let him do things
All right, roll initiative against
free
both.
without.
Roll initiative with both of you.
That's fine.
Oh Lord.
Julie drops the fly spell.
Okay. I assume you get to the floor before you drop it.
That's quitter talk. Of course he doesn't.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Are we taking a full on short rest or are we? What are we doing?
Right now, Treverin and Daz are in a bit of a scuffle. Treverin, what are you doing?
I'm casting Mold Earth underneath him, 5 feet
Okay.
to drop him all the way down the floor.
Okay.
5 feet. Drop him all the way down to the floor.
Singe, were you going to say something?
No, I was gonna try to hold this off, but being that I still might.
But the best part
Okay.
is before you can even react, you just see a hole open up underneath Daz. And he's gone.
So, if anytime you guys want to jump in, just say something. Treverin, you cast Mold Earth, you just create this big hole underneath Daz.
Yep.
And Daz, you don't take any damage, but you just, like Wile E. Coyote just kind of look down. You're down a 5-foot hole.
Okay.
Anything else, Baron? Are you moving at all?
Nope.
All right.
Waiting for him to climb his ass back out.
You're up then next, Des.
All right. So that's 10 feet of movement to get out of this. Is it
It
double?
would be at least, because you'd have to climb out.
That's what I'm saying. Is it double to climb up 1 foot? Cost you 2.
It's considered essentially difficult terrain to climb out. It's 5 feet. It's not going to be so much that it'll may have to make any sort of check.
I know, but I'm just wondering how much it's going to cost me, so I can
10 feet of movement to get out of a
10.
5 foot.
Okay.
Stay in it. Stay in it. You get half cover.
Actually, standing.
He gets total cover because he's not 5 foot tall.
There you go.
So I'll move to there.
Mm-hmm.
And he is he made? Does he hold anything when he's casting?
Like an arcane focus or something?
Yep.
Good question. Let's take a look at your story. Yeah, you do have an arcane focus. Oh, what's your arcane focus, Trevarin? Describe.
What it is it is a cylinder disc. It's two-sided, and in the middle is a little red jewel.
Okay. And I assume you would be currently holding that in one of your hands the moment of casting Mold Earth.
Technically, I wear it around my neck, so I'm
Okay.
not really necessarily holding it all the time.
Okay. So it would be wrapped around his neck then.
Okay.
But no one actually knows what my focus is. I've never actually explained it to anybody.
That is true. So you would have no idea about it, Daz.
Oh, that's fine. So his hands are empty when he's casting.
Yep.
He doesn't have to touch it or anything.
And to be
At
fair,
most, he'd have his quarterstaff in one hand, but that would be it.
and to be
Okay.
fair for a cantrip, he might not even have to do that. Cantrips are very commonly cast spells.
Correct.
All right. Then
Just done for your turn?
Nope. I'm going to. Sharpshooter 2 into his butt. Well, 2 into him.
Okay. Make 2 attacks against him.
I cast shield.
Okay. .24 is going to hit him, even with shield. That won't. So Singe, the crossbow bolt finds your butt.
And
12 points
I'm
of
going to.
Trevarin.
Baron,
I'm going
sorry.
to expend
Come
superiority
on, Dad.
dice. And I'm going to try a menacing attack.
He has to make a wisdom save, right?
Yep. And hold on, it adds 8 more damage to that one, so it's 30 total.
Okay, another 8 points of damage. And you'll have to make a wisdom save, Baron.
I'm clicking it. It ain't working.
All of a sudden, like 8.
Oh,
Yep. There it is. Okay. We're going to count the first one, which is 17, which I'm sure will beat the
Holy shit.
superiority DC.
Yeah, that's a lot of saves.
Okay. So Trevarin is not frightened of you, but you take 1 nasty crossbow bolt up the butt.
that's fine.
Not literally up the butt, but you know.
All right. Done for your turn,
Flies
then,
ball.
Dez?
Mm-hmm.
Trevarin,
Yeah.
Oh, so sad. So sad. You had a chance. Aiming right at him, I just hit him with this.
Okay. Deck save, Dez.
Let me see this. Oh, yeah. Nope.
Nope. 22 points of acid damage. You'll take another 5d4 at the end of your next turn.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move to here. 5,
Okay.
10, 15, 20.
Again, anytime the rest of you want to jump in, just say something.
I'm more like, what the fuck is going on?
Okay.
And I'm gonna be like, wait. You shot him with a crossbow bolt?
Daz, you're up.
Yeah, he's trying to. I saved him, and he's trying to attack me. So I'm defending myself.
Julie leans over to Kay and I'll bet go.
Right there. And oh, hold on. Let's see. Yep, and light him up twice more with sharpshooter.
Okay.
All right. At this point, I'm going to I'm going to lean over to Kay, and I'm going to tell him, go get Treverin out of the way, and I will enter this fray.
Okay. So before that happens, that 13 minus 5 is not going to hit. That 29 minus 5 will. Treverin,
Yep.
that's going to be 20 points if you haven't. I believe you just did so. Yep.
And I'm going to add another dice to that. Menacing attack, so another 5 damage.
And he has to make another wisdom save. Still succeeds.
All right.
Those of you who are jumping
Hold
into
on.
this,
What's the other? Roll 5d4.
yep, you have to roll 5d4 for his vitriolic spear to do damage extending his turn.
No, at the end of my turn. So do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll it, Paul?
No, Treverin, it's Treverin's attack, so Treverin roll 5d4. All right, an extra 10 points of acid damage in your turn as the acid kind of burns away at your armor.
Okay.
Okay. Now, those of you who are jumping in, roll initiative for yourselves.
Wait, that can't be right. Wait, we've already established that's not right.
Yeah, we did. So,
What the fuck did I roll?
You rolled a 19.
We'll fix it post. Because we got to correct your guys' then too.
Oh, that makes me wonder about my initiative, which was wrong, but that's all right.
Yours would be 10.
Mine would be
That's-
10.
No, Daz would be 10. Treverin's would be 14. And then going down to you guys, Singe is straight 23. So yours is correct.
Wait, it can't be.
No, that can't be. I take that back. Yours is 19.
Okay.
Now I gotta double check. I did that wrong through the first two. Daz rolled a 5 and has a 4 initiative. Daz would be 9, not 10. And then Treverin rolled a 12 and plus 2 initiative. He would be 14, so that's correct. $19 with a 0 is you. K with a 6. And then Dreloff rolls a natural 20 with a plus 1 is 21. Okay. So, these guys are starting to go at it. Treverin's looking a little bit more injured than Das by comparison. Dreloff, what are you doing?
I'm going to move down and try to grapple the goblin.
Okay. You make an athletics check. Daz, you can make athletics or acrobatics, your choice. He's too slippery and dodges out of your grasp. That it for your turn?
Yeah.
Singe, what are you doing?
Getting very upset that I'm having to end up burning a fucking spell slot on fucking this.
On who?
Both of them.
Okay. Rank 3. I need the both of you to make wisdom saves.
Reiki.
Daz fails. Treverin fails. You're both held.
Julie, pick them up. Let's go. Basically, if they're both paralyzed, I'm going to walk up. I'm going to see if I can get one of the guys to drag the other one over.
Julie,
I
are you
got-
jumping into? Julie, are you jumping into this at all?
If it's still ongoing,
I didn't hear that at all.
He said if it's still ongoing. You're a little soft, that's all. Just go ahead and roll initiative then, Julie.
Can you hear me better now?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, no, I Julie kind of holds up his hands and says, "None of my affair. Minding my own business."
Okay.
If
in that
you want to
case-
be, if you want to be healed,
If it's
if you want to be healed in the future, you better make it your business.
he'll go over, pick up the goblin, and give you a nasty look and say, "This is extortion."
Before you,
Welcome to. Good.
before you do that, roll initiative.
Oh,
So we haven't established whether these two are dropping out of combat themselves yet or not.
it's 10,
14.
so 14.
14. Yep. All right. And let's see. Julie has a dex bonus of 2. Treverin, your dex bonus is what? You got a little bit higher dex, so you go first. Okay. Send you done for your turn?
I get plus.
Yeah,
plus a-
basically, I'm gonna direct Julie to go down and tie up the goblin, and I'm gonna say to Drayloff, go tie up Treverin.
Okay. So before that happens, Treverin, you do get to roll against hold person at the end of your turn, so you can make a wisdom save.
Still
Nope,
held.
you're still held. Julie, what are you doing?
Going to do what my healing overlord suggests. Tie up the goblin.
All right. You pull out your rope and you tie him up. He offers no restraint because he's held. So, Daz, you are grappled and restrained as well as paralyzed. Well, not paralyzed, but grappled and restrained.
I'm gonna take his crossbow.
That would be an action to disarm him. You can either disarm him or tie him up.
Well, I'll tie him up and then I'll just.
Okay, we'll tie him up and then we'll say Daz, for the moment, is still kind of holding onto his crossbow as you tie around his arms, making it difficult. Daz, you can make a wisdom save at the end of your turn.
Where are you? Yeah,
You're still held.
I couldn't tell what's going on around me.
Okay, you're up.
Incidentally, to the both of you, don't ever have anybody cast a hold person spell against either one of you, or you're both fucked.
I mean, I got more wisdom than he does, but the dice is just not making it.
Just saying.
I know.
All right. Okay, what are you doing?
We'll walk in between here and go. Are we done bickering now? Can we move on?
Paralyzed, huh? Can you even
Well,
talk?
not paralyzed. Sorry, I misspoke. You're grappled and restrained. Well, you're paralyzed, I guess, from the whole person.
Yeah, paralyzed. Yeah.
You could still speak.
Like to hang out for another 20 minutes.
I'd like to think that if you can speak while that spell is active, you sound like the sloth from Zootopia.
Or you just had a
know, right?
stroke.
Can't move or speak. Wow. Can't do crap.
Are you looking at the
paralyzed conditions? Yeah, paralyzed. Incapacitated and can't move or speak. All right, well, it's
all right, there you go.
quieter.
Alrighty. So, Kay, I'm sorry, you just come out and ask, are we done bickering?
Yeah, I'll stand
Okay.
between these two.
Okay. Roll off.
I'm gonna tie up the Treverin.
Okay. You tie up the Treverin. He's tied up. He's paralyzed, so he offers no restraint.
And I just look at the Singe and ask him what the hell he wants me to do with him now.
Drag him over to the other one.
Okay.
Not within biting range.
Singe, you're still focusing on the spell. Are you doing anything else?
Yeah, as he's dragging him over, I'm going to be like, look, we just narrowly escaped death, at least a few of us. I have my hands full enough trying to keep us alive in this damned place. I get it. The goblin boasts. You don't like him boasting, especially when shit's not true. We need to knock it off. And with that, I'll wait and see what happens next.
Okay, are you still focusing on the spell? Because I can't move or speak while you're still doing that.
For right now, I'd like to have them learn a little lesson. Yes.
Okay.
And I'm standing in between them.
In the interest of time, Treverin and Daz, are you planning to continue to be hostile? I can keep going through the rounds if we want to try to make this interesting, but it's up to you guys.
In the interest of time, I'll end the rounds, but I'm not ending my distaste for the fact he shot someone and then ran off and left our compadres in mortal danger, and then tries to say he's saving me.
Okay. Let's go for the rounds for a bit then. Treverin, go ahead and make a wisdom save.
You fail.
Nope. You fail. I'm just going to rotate through these guys. I'll say this because they're bound up. Are you, those of you who are kind of keeping an eye on them, are you going to try to disarm them in any way as well?
Yeah, crossbow. We won't do anything with it. Let's put the wall out of his.
Okay. Daz is deprived of his crossbow. Daz, make a wisdom save. Still paralyzed. And I'm just going to rotate basically through the two of them to see which of them gets to act first. If you guys want to jump in and do something
Wait a minute, hold
in
on.
the midst.
How long does that last?
A minute, as long
A
as
minute.
you concentrate.
10 rounds, basically.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh,
All right. If one of the rest of you want to jump in and do something additional, say something. I assume maybe you take Treverin's quarterstaff away from him.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
will.
not worried about that.
Okay.
I don't
I
want to
wouldn't
whack
think so.
someone on the head.
I
Okay.
don't think we
You
need to worry
deprive him
about
of the
that.
quarterstaff. All right. Treverin, wisdom save. No.
God, at this point, I'm hoping that I'm like rooting for you to make your save.
Daz, make your wisdom save. What's
He
your
does
DC?
tie.
Okay, he's no longer paralyzed, but it's the end of your turn. So,
Yeah,
Daz, you get the first opportunity to speak.
Yet I'm all roped up. Like, why are you doing that? I saved you. I'm saving everybody. I've always had your back. I've got everybody's back ever since I met. Why am I tied up?
Why am I tied up?
Yeah, because all I know is paralyzed before. I don't know anything else that's happened since then.
Well, you would have seen everything that happened. It's just you couldn't move or speak. That's all.
Oh, okay.
So you couldn't do anything while they tied you up, but then took your weapon. Are you doing anything else after? Well, I guess it's the end of your turn.
I can't do
Yeah, so.
shit.
Treverin, wisdom save. You're still paralyzed. Back to Daz.
Daz doesn't need to do anything now.
I can't do anything. Untie me. Untie me. I'm just defending myself against that. Hey, look at him. He's got like mean look in his eyes. I shot that thing that was following him. I saw him running back and forth away from it. I tried to protect him.
I at this point, I think I will try to lecture about appropriate response. This is not the southern states of Faerun where stand your ground laws don't fall into fucking fly here. So
Okay. In the interest of time, we'll say, Treverin, you eventually, maybe, shake off the whole person.
Maybe.
Get
Maybe.
those dice working.
Eventually, maybe, if you shake off the whole person, what do you do?
Law of averages, you'll roll a crit.
I look at him and said, next time, don't put our compadres in more danger by shooting someone that's charmed.
I didn't know what was charged. I saw that thing was just running back and forth at you with you running back and forth underneath of it. Like I've always said, I've always had everybody's back here.
Yeah, and you keep wanting to shoot people in the back.
You came at me
got an eye
first.
on you.
You came at me. You attacked me first. Came all up in my
I didn't
grill.
attack you. I dropped
And then
you in
swung
a
at me.
hole.
That's an attack. You know, you were
Yeah.
trying to put me in one spot.
And you're lucky I didn't
can't
cover
be-
that hole up and leave
I
you
can't be
buried there.
stopped.
Enough.
My mom always said if somebody puts you in a hole, then that's an attack.
Well, your mom would be wrong.
Can you give me one scenario where your mom needed to teach you this lesson? I just want to know where in your past this has happened to you.
Yeah.
Goblin society is really
More
it's
importantly,
harsh.
where's it in their past does it happen to your mama that you learned this lesson?
Wait, you got one.
Yeah, where did your mom learn this lesson?
Your mama's so stupid she fell into a hole and thought someone had conjured it.
My mom is very smart. She's told me all kinds of things.
Wait.
Your mama so fast she made her own hole.
What did you say about Goblin Society? I didn't hear you finish it.
Saying Goblin society is very harsh.
All right, so Julie's gonna take a short rest.
Is it racist if I already assumed Goblin Society was harsh?
Well, if you've
So-
watched Goblin Slayer, then you know.
Okay.
That's just Goblin propaganda.
Are you guys basically taking a short rest with Daz and Treverin staying tied up the entire time?
Goblin propaganda. Holy shit. I'm sorry.
So you guys decide to take a quick rest here in the Roper dungeon while you kind of have this little hash out.
I'll short rest.
I assume then that during the entire time, Treverin and Daz, you both just stay tied up, disarmed, looking at each other angrily.
Yes.
Try to let your heads cool.
I will just make them have to face each other. It's like putting two kids in timeout where you have to sit across the table from each other.
Incidentally, everybody.
You definitely don't want to do that because I'm just going to cast darkness on myself so I don't have to look at them.
Incidentally, everybody, next time we fight a wizard, you both are fucked. Because I'm
While
sure.
while you're sitting there, Daz, waiting to be untied, hopefully, you hear a whisper in the back of your mind.
Oh, Killy, did you just DC?
No, can you hear me okay?
Yeah,
Hello?
but you dropped out of roll 20.
Oh no, he didn't.
He did.
No.
I saw him drop out.
Oh, my screen's still there.
I'll refresh. Maybe that'll do it. Roll 20's being a bitch today. Of course it is.
A little bit.
So as I said, Daz, while you're waiting there tied, kind of staring across the way there from this elf that threw you in a hole, so to speak, you hear a whisper in the back of your mind say, "They'll all betray in the end. But not I. Never
Who said-
I."
Who said that? Hey, did you guys hear that?
You did not, you guys.
Hear
I'm
what?
looking at you like you're crazy.
There's somebody somebody said that they'll all betray me in the end. Did one of you guys say that? Who will betray me? Huh. Okay.
Not I.
Boss man,
So,
it's not your
in the
sword.
middle-
I know you talk
in the
to your
middle of-
sword.
In the middle of this short rest, after Daz has shot the elf of your party, he is now talking about voices that he heard telling him that you'll all betray him. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I'm not untying you.
Julie just shrugs and says, "Maybe." Goes back to eating.
It's whatever I feel like, you know.
Does this sound like what is his name? Hallister?
No, this is a voice you do not recognize.
Do not recognize it. Okay.
I lean over to Kay and said, now he's talking to himself. Are you sure we could trust this little green pain in the butt?
I'm not gonna untie him. If he just is hearing voices that say we're gonna betray him, I'm not about that. He can stay right there.
I'm after we're done the rest, I think we should untie both of them.
I will untie Treverin.
Oh, you can't tell me you ain't heard some voices. I know everybody's heard some voices.
Yes, and the last time I heard voices, you claimed I wasn't hearing things, or you were wondering what I was talking to. So what were you talking to?
I don't know. I was just sitting here, restrained against my will. I'll have you know, and that's told you. If I was trying to keep it secret and devious, like I don't think I would have told you.
Well, for right now, pay it no mind,
Devious.
and
is
the
a big
next
word.
time you two decide to fight each other, I don't care what goblins taste like. I will find out in person. Um,
I didn't decide to fight him. He came after me. I was defending myself.
Can I ask how you find out how goblins taste not in person?
Um, as if you recall when we first met him, I was like, "Ooh, no, they're supposed to be terrible tasting."
Mm-hmm.
You don't know, you
Yeah,
don't
but
know
like,
what I
can
ate.
you not eat food? Like, how can you not in person taste food?
Well, I mean more along the lines of more along the lines of I'll forego the unpleasant taste and still make make good on eating something. Look, don't judge my fucking food habits.
I just want to know if you're like somehow, some way, you will taste it not in person, and I was just concerned.
No, I know, I know. I got you. I phrased poorly. I'll untie him.
Okay.
I'm just putting out there. Y'all need to watch that elf. I haven't done. I've protected everybody here. He straight out attacking people.
I'm gonna watch that voice in your head.
What, you mean
Okay.
like literally watch the voice in his head? No, shut up. Alright. Has everybody rolled their hit die and all? Just to double check.
I think so.
Yeah.
Alright. Now I suggest we travel north. How about someone besides me that can see in this darkness?
I will walk forward.
Yeah.
I'm gonna head this way.
You're gonna go
Okay.
that way?
I look and said, just keep that goblin away from me. And I follow Kay.
I gotta thank you there, dwarf man. You were very gentle with. Appreciate it.
Your hands like lotion.
Put lotion in the bucket.
Who the hell is this?
So as you come around the bend, getting a feel of this cavern in here, you see in the middle of, well, in the back of this 30-foot high cavern, there is, going on the wall, some occasional phosphorant moss, which does give a bit of dim light to this room. Throughout this chamber, you can also see different gardens of all sorts of different underdark mushrooms. Some very tall, some not so much, that are kind of separated throughout. On the northern wall, you see a very thin-looking woman, probably in her mid-30s, with somewhat tattered hair. She's wearing tattered gray robes, and is sitting on one of these toadstools that's about 2 feet tall. She has long black hair that has been tied back into a swatch of gray cloth that is the same color as the tattered robe she's wearing. Sitting on her knee is a toad, and as you enter in, she kind of subtly pets it and says, "Oh, look, Tiha, I told you they're not demons. I wonder if Rugala sent them."
Hearing that, do I even know what the hell that is? Familiar with the name?
Um, you likely wouldn't be.
Okay.
What brings you into here, strangers?
I will approach her and say, "We are traveling through these caves and just so happened to stumble upon you. Are you okay?"
I'm fine, so long as I stay in here.
Does she look like there's? Is there anyone else around her, like corpse or at all, bones? Or is she just by herself?
By herself with these mushrooms and this frog.
Uh, How long have you been down here?
She kind of frowns for a minute and she says, "Oh, I'm afraid I've lost track of time. Not sure. I've been hiding away from the demons outside these chambers. You're lucky you made your way through without getting hurt."
What demons?
"The demons that hide just beyond the shadow."
I'm gonna look back at my party with this concerned look. What do these demons look like?
Dark, with terrible eyes and horns waiting to devour you if you're not careful. But I'm lucky. I can hide away. I would like to see my wife again, though.
Where is your wife at?
She owns an inn, I think, far in Amphale.
Do I know where this is?
You would know, having spent some time in Waterdeep. Amphale is, well, it's a little bit further north along the Triborn Road. It's a trading city mainly.
Would you like us to escort you out of here?
She says, "That might be." And the toad sitting on her lap says, "Careful. Danger."
Did that toad just talk?
It just talked.
I'm saying it out loud and I'm pointing to it.
"Oh, yes. This is my friend, Tiha."
Did you meet Tiha down here?
She kind of goes back on her mind there, and she says, "You know, I don't remember. Friend." And the frog kind of shuffles in her knee and nuzzles close to her chest.
We can take Tiha with us.
The frog says, "Great danger, not worth it."
If it makes you feel any better, we just killed 3 demons out in the room back there, and I'll point to where we just came from.
Make a persuasion check. She kind of gets up and curiously walks over. You watch the toad kind of scurries it up, kind of in an awkward way, over by the shoulder. She gets out past you. She gets to about there, and she leaves this kind of blood-curdling screech as she begins to kind of turn around right back to the toadstool and sit down again, and begins to kind of shake and shudder.
Are you okay?
"They're behind you. They're right behind you.
What is?
The demons."
I will turn around.
All you
Yeah,
see,
and I immediately turn around and I look and see
nothing.
Daz standing there and point to him. Is that the demon you're talking about?
She kind of looks off in the distance, not able quite to see Daz, who's kind of hanging back by the shadows. And she says, I can't see. I'm sure they're hiding out there just waiting."
So you didn't see the demon?
"I saw them. I just did. They're just beyond the shadows.
I
They
lean over to
tore up my...
Sandra and said, "Sounds like something's not right with this person."
I say we probably should get her out of here and get her some help.
Guys,
She says,
guys,
"Go
real
ahead."
fast. I got AFK. I'm here, but I'm not here. Okay.
"Okay." Well, go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw, please. Okay. You feel this overwhelming sense of fear temporarily kind of impact into you, but you have seen worse things, far worse things, and it does not shake you at all.
I will scowl at this thing. What are you doing to her?
Nothing. Friend.
I'll ask you one more time. Never fucking mind.
She says, please let go of my friend.
I don't think your friend is as much as a friend as you think he is.
She looks genuinely concerned. The frog is kind of squirming against you, holding onto it.
I'm gonna ask, does anyone know anything about toads?
Yeah, they taste really good.
Julie nods.
My friend is not a meal. Let him go immediately.
I was gonna say, does anything about this toad look unnatural?
Make a nature check.
Okay.
The only thing that stands out as being unnatural is the fact that it is talking. Otherwise, it looks like a regular old toad.
Which is really throwing me for a loop. Treverin,
Yeah.
I want you to take a look at this thing. I'm gonna hold it out in front of me with 2 hands.
Let me go.
Why?
Because I don't think this
Not you.
is...
I'm asking the toad. He said let it go. Why?
Don't want to die.
He didn't say
Friend's
we were going
scary.
to kill you. Why is it you can talk?
Can always talk.
How did you get down here?
Live near a lake. Am friend.
Are there others like you?
No.
I just feel like this toad isn't actually a toad.
What do you mean?
While we're interrogating the toad, what is her demeanor like?
She is up off of the toadstool, very curiously but cautiously looking at the toad and waiting to see what you're going to do.
Is she? Did her attitude really change at all?
From one of a passive, sort of scared look to one of a actively worried.
I will also say when I grabbed the toad, I felt an overwhelming sense of dread.
I will look at Kay and kind of just say it's like, you know, I think you're onto something with this toad, but I don't know. It doesn't sound like that toad is really affecting her directly, because if he feels he's in danger and he was influencing her, there would have been more of an aggressive response from her.
Killy.
Mhm.
Not to jump in, but as I having 2 things real fast. I put myself on mute. I don't know if it muted the actual wake up for when I eventually put this video up. If so, there's about 5 minutes there that I have muted the sound. But I heard what was going on. Would it be fair to say that for the last couple minutes now, as this has been going on, I've slowly been casting Detect Magic as a ritual?
Make a sleight of hand check if you want to do it in secret.
Alright.
Otherwise, if you want to make it public, then don't worry about it. But
I'll
yeah.
do Sleight of Hand.
Okay.
Yeah, and while he's in that, I'll go back to Cass. So, you know, it seems like if he felt like he was in danger and he had some type of control over her, the response would have been a lot more aggressive instead of just worry.
I want you to hold this
Oh,
toad.
wait, hold on. Let me...
So-
Sleight of Hand, Sleight of Hand.
Yep.
I want to.
Okay,
Use
so
my-
you,
Sorry, go
hang on.
ahead.
So you're not super stealthy with it. That said, she's more focused on the toad, and Toad is more focused on itself right now. As you kind of finish casting the spell, you have kind of the Batman vision that nobody else does. You can see that the woman has on her some rope that is radiating some sort of magic, conjuration magic. She also has a spell book on her person, and the frog is currently radiating illusion magic.
Okay. With that said, she's not really focused on me at all.
No, she's more focused on Kay and her frog companion.
All right.
So I will take the frog from Kay, but I'm not gonna like super wholly restrain it, but I'm gonna kind of keep it to where it can't necessarily jump out of my hands, but
Okay.
in a non-menacing way because I have an affinity for animals anyway. Yeah, for my Fey ancestry, and if it is a druidish-like creature or something like that, the shape-shifting thing doesn't really scare me a whole lot.
Okay, Julie, were you going to say something?
Yeah, just if the frog is radiating illusion magic. Tyrell, I didn't notice that with the true sight.
Does it have shit?
Yeah, that's why I asked it, because it has true sight.
I'm sorry.
And that's why I asked him, does that frog look right to you?
Oh, okay. My apologies then. I'm sorry. I forgot it had true sight. In that case, Tyrell would have communicated back. That's not a frog.
Well, what is it?
It's some sort of weird insect-looking creature that has transformed itself.
All right. I'm muting myself again. Just that.
Okay.
If I need to cast
Oh, in
the
that
spell
case-
magic, let me know.
Okay.
In case Julie would have walked over with his sword and pointed it at the frog and said, "Reveal yourself, or I will."
Make an intimidation
Mr.
check.
Bug.
A miserable little insect.
You watch. Who's currently holding onto the frog?
I guess technically I am at this moment,
Okay.
but remember,
You
I'm not
watch.
like completely restraining him either.
Okay. It is as he points the sword, as you point the sword at the creature. You know what? Since you're doing that, let's go ahead and make a charisma check in secret. Yeah, then no. It is going to try to shake free from your grasp at first, Treverin. I need you to make a contested athletics check. It rolls a 1.
It's not a very strong frog.
Nope. So, unable to break free, you watch, kind of resigning itself to its fate at this point, as the creature shifts into this strange insectoid-like creature. That looks like this.
Oh, I take it all back. He does not look delicious anymore.
Is he still that small though?
About
Wow.
the same size.
Those guys it reminds me of the guys from Men in Black.
Yep,
Little-
still tiny enough that it
Coffee.
kind of fits in your hands.
Yeah, coffee.
So I look at him. I'm not really phased by this metamorphosis or change, and I just like, no one's going to kill you. We just want the truth.
The woman says, Tia?
And I present whatever this is. How do you pronounce that? Quasit? Quick.
Closet.
Closet. Sure, I said, this is your toad. And I look for any change in her demeanor.
She looks confused. What are you? What happened? Whatever you think. I've been trying to keep you safe. It's dangerous out there. What these guys are doing, that proves it.
And I look at it, I was like, what do you mean? We're not doing anything. We're just trying to understand the truth and help you guys out. No one's made any aggressive motion to you.
Aggressive motion. You got me in the middle of your hands, throwing me around like a rag doll.
Well, to be fair, I asked you to show yourself first because I knew you weren't a toad, and you resorted us to this. I mean, you no harm. I just want to make sure she's in good company.
And I look at him and I say, we don't really mean you any harm, and don't go near that green-eared pain in the butt in the back. And I set him down.
Daz, what are you doing in the midst of all this? If anything,
I've got my crossbow has been steadily aimed at this frog that has put everybody on edge,
Okay.
and I'm ready in action in case that frog makes the wrong move.
He's ready to hit a frog's butthole now.
Mm-hmm.
Or now a quasit.
So this creature looks back in your direction as you say that earlier, Kay, and he says, "Whatever you may think, I found her down here, already far lost and terrified of what lies beyond. I came to her as a friend, offer her comfort and ear. That's all."
And can I do an insight to see if he's telling the truth?
Go for it.
Thank you.
You think he is only telling part of the truth?
I say, I look at him. I say, I just got finished telling you. We came to ascertain the truth and see how we could help you guys out. I don't think you're telling us everything. So why don't you just be honest with us, and then we can move on.
He says, "Whatever you may think of me, whatever you think I might be doing, it's all for naught. This poor woman here sees nothing but the demons that hide beyond the shadows."
Right. So let's address that. How, do you know how she's in this state?
T has said, or she said, "I lost my companions. All of them to demons hiding within the Underdark. It hurts, the memory. It's fuzzy. Why does it hurt to remember?" And she sits back down on the toadstool looking physically pained.
So we've been able to ascertain that she has a spell book of some sort, so we believe that she may have some ability to cast magic. She just told us her companions have all been lost. And yet, there's no evidence around this room other than our little transforming dude that any magic's being cast in this room. Is that... Am I getting most of that?
Yeah, so the detect magic... Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Oh, he's talking to his daughter.
So all the magic detection was just these two characters, nowhere else in the room. And it looked like there's evidence that she has the ability to cast something.
She has a spell book on her, so it's safe to assume she's probably a wizard. She has some sort of magic rope on her that has conjuration magic. And then the now faded was the frog with the illusion magic.
Right. Okay.
Those are the three magic things that were detected.
Okay.
I want to approach Singe and ask if he has any healing magic that might be able to help her remember or bring back... I kind of want to say bring back her sanity because she seems a little on edge.
Yeah, as I say, it seems like something's wrong with their mind, but I don't really know.
Okay.
I hear.
I hear. Okay.
I'm still in the middle of a phone call, but
Okay. You need to go back to it. Just say something.
Yeah. No, I do, but spells that could help her. Unfortunately,
You would
not
know.
any prepared necessarily.
Yep. As far as sanity goes, you would know as a cleric offhandedly that the best means of dealing with it would be something along the veins of a greater restoration spell.
Which I do have access to, but not now. I can't do anything about that right now.
Are you letting me know this?
Yes,
Okay.
it would take me a day to rest and basically be able to do that. I can't just call that power up at will.
Then I will leave it into your hands if that time is worth her life.
Well, I would say it would be, but it would depend on um what you all would want to do, or she real fast, just for clarification, she won't leave where she's at right now.
Based on what you've seen so far, it looks like she's not going anywhere.
Because if she wants to get home, and it's already the way we're heading, what do we have to lose?
So I look at the closet and I said, "Is it safe to rest here? We might be able to help her, but we need time."
He he kind of furrows his brow and he says, "She's been safe here."
Well, if you guys want to rest here and what do you call it, I can certainly prepare that. I believe that's in my repertoire at 5th level, isn't it? Greater Restoration.
It
Uh,
would be, yes.
I do believe that I will need to borrow one of Treveran's diamonds to do that, though. If I'm
Hey, what was it? What was her name again? It wasn't Nash Magard, was it?
You never
It
asked
was
her name.
not Nash Magard. Daz.
Okay.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but it is not him.
You never asked her name.
Oh yeah, what is your name?
Oh, my apologies. My name is Deribith.
I will extend my hand and say, "Nice to meet you. My name is Kay."
Interesting name. She shakes back.
I look at her and say, and I bow and I said, "My name is Treveran."
She curtsies.
I'm totally up for this if you want to if we want to fortify the area and we want to rest. I mean, I'm sure we could all use a rest, especially after our two bickering party members have somewhat depleted my capabilities.
Then I will spawn a bonfire in front of our compatriot here, and I will take a seat next to her.
Okay. She kind of startles back for a minute, scared and confused. And she just looks kind of nervous.
It's only 8 hours to switch out a spell, right?
Yep, long
8
rest.
hours. Yeah, long rest.
Okay. Let me just throw that over there if we're going to do that. Is everybody else good with that or no?
I definitely sense that Kay really wants to help her, and I don't see an alternative at this moment to help her other than see we can't clear up whatever's ailing her.
Before
She was willing to help.
Okay. Before we rest, is anybody hurt at all? I know we took a short rest, but is anybody hurt in any type of way?
Everybody's only a few hit points down since a short rest.
Alright, well then I will cast this before we rest.
Hey, dope.
I make
I turn
preparation to
around and
rest and get my spell prepared.
I turn around and look at Daz. Are you gonna come join us, or are you gonna sit out there in the cold?
I'm guarding everybody. I'm protecting you from whatever's
Never
coming
mind.
this way.
I just totally ignore you at this point, and I go sit over here.
Okay. So you sit behind Dreloff?
Yep.
with your back towards him. The
No,
fire in front of Drelov.
No, my back towards the wall, staring straight at Daz.
Oh, okay. So, in the midst of this rest, you're just going to basically take a long rest sitting there. She will chat up with you, share with you that she and her companions had come down here some time ago, but she doesn't remember. She remembers that they were assaulted by demons in the Underdark, Underdark of Undermountain, and she lost them all, and is scared of what might lie beyond. Is convinced that there are demons out there. She sees them all the time. She desperately would love to get back to her wife up above, and that she hasn't seen her in a decade. Her wife's name is Urgala, and is excited about the prospect of being able to get out of here with your help, but is scared about what might happen if you fail. And is throughout the night, as she kind of shares some of her feelings with you, she's not quite sure what to make of you yet. That sense there's this small bit of paranoia in the back of her head. She doesn't fully trust you, but just in case, she goes ahead and shares her story. The other thing that happens while she's talking, that closet is nowhere to be seen. It just up and disappears. So
It up and disappears?
Yep.
Like
it disappears.
I let loose 2 at the place where as soon as it disappeared, because I said I was had my crossbow on it and had an action ready in case it did anything funky.
We're talking about an 8-hour period of time, unless you were fixated on it for that full 8 hours.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, so he disappeared while we were doing our rest, not while she was telling the story. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Over the course of the rest, he will disappear. He will take the opportunity he can, seeing that any benefit he might have as part of the situation with this woman is probably come and gone. He's not going to be able to take all the rest of you on. He's just going to disappear before any harm comes to him.
Okay, because I was saying if he just vanished while we were sitting there just talking, I would have cast that to see where he went.
Yep, he would have done it while you were distracted.
All right,
so.
All right, that's fine. Fair enough.
Yeah, straight up disappears and goes away.
Okay.
But while you're in the midst of this rest, I know it's 8 hours, but you're basically doing light activity and hanging out, so you don't really have to worry about necessarily sleeping. But I need, let's say, K to roll a d20 for me. Okay. You managed to go through the bulk of this long rest without any interruptions, sitting around the fire, chatting with one another. Daz sitting off in the distance, Treveron just kind of keeping an eye on him in the midst of casual conversation. In the midst of all of this, while she's talking with you, is there any conversation you guys would like to have with one another or with anybody else in private?
I would like to, at least at some point during the rest, have a discussion with Kay and his newfound, lack of better terms at the moment, lighter magic we've seen. Because while we were in that battle, I did notice he casted healing word on someone.
Okay.
And after he did the healing touch to me, and I'm like, what is going on? You and Singe been swapping secrets. His stuff seems to go one direction. Yours is going the opposite direction. It's a little disturbing seeing this change in both of you.
Is this a conversation you're having with him in private or around the bonfire?
You know what? For now, let's just say we're having it in private. I don't necessarily want to annoy Dreloff and Pant, who are not very magically inclined.
Okay.
They may not even notice the change.
So after preparing some sort of dinner, everybody kind of breaks off to catch a break, keep an eye out cautiously, but otherwise kind of hold on to their own. We'll say you go off near one of the mushroom gardens that has some particularly tall stalks and take Kay off to the side.
And I will just... I'm as confused as you are. The only thing I can think of is maybe my ancestral blood is finally flowing out.
But how do you even know to cast those spells? How do you even have that in your repertoire?
I mean, do you keep a book?
No, but this magic doesn't usually come from a sorcerer's, innate ability. The magic I've seen you cast is something that's knowledge and it's not the same thing, and it's very light and not your normal personality. It's just I don't know. It just your abilities to cast these new spells all of a sudden just
Well, then
it's a little unnerving. I'll just be honest with you.
I will ask you, how did your powers manifest?
The initial power. Well, I guess the first official time that I quote produced magic, it was out of anger.
But did you need any sort of... Did it come naturally, or did you have to learn it?
The ability to cast this, the ability to use it was naturally, but the ability to control it, that's something I had to learn. And what I'm seeing in you is a little different. It's like all of a sudden magically you're able to control and harness a level of magic you didn't have before. So it's the same. And Singe's magic is, it's almost like in a blink of an eye, Singe spent some time in Shadowfell, and his magic has got an eerie twinge to it that I'm very familiar with when I see it in my own stuff. And that only happened after I spent years in the Shadowfell. And yours is now you're casting.
Don't mind that.
More non-shadow ish magic, and we know, from what I know of your history and everything, it just seems things are different. I don't know, just want you to be careful. It just seems like things have changed really quickly, very recently, for you and him both.
I'm more concerned about what Singe has gotten himself into.
Yeah, I am too, but it's a little bit easier for me to talk to you. I've known you longer than it is for me to talk to him yet.
Well, as far as your initial question goes, I am as baffled as you are. The only thing I can say is I think the celestial embodiment that has abandoned me for so long is starting to show.
All right, very interesting. I just want you to be careful.
I appreciate your concern.
I kind of just nod at him and go back to staring at our little gremlin over there in the corner and sit back down.
Okay. Anybody else?
I am not there. You cannot see me.
Julius asleep.
Okay.
He's sleeping up against the wall.
All right. Anybody else having any sort of conversation? Or doing anything over the course of this particular rest?
If it makes... What'd you say her name was? Meredith?
Darabeth.
Darabeth, sorry. If it makes Darabeth any more easy, I will kind of share my history with the group thus far.
Okay. Make a persuasion check with advantage.
I want her to feel like she can actually trust us.
It takes the better part of the night before those nerves begin to wind down. She shares what little she can remember of her group, but most of the memories are painful, and it seems like she rears every time she tries to think of it. And the memories that she tries to conjure of this past life as an adventurer are fuzzy at best. But as you take the time to describe yourself, your companions, what you have done, traversing down here, the successes and the failures that you had, behind those stories, there is a spark in her eyes that, despite this onset of pain that has plagued her mind, this forgotten past, there are the memories of those left important to her that she has clung onto. And it's those experiences that you share with those beside you that she seems to latch onto the most. And by the end of the rest, the wide-eyed, paranoid, um, very, very scared, tattered, middle-aged woman that you met sitting alone on this toadstool looking scared, seems for the first time probably in over a decade to be at ease. By the end of the rest, having prepared this spell, Singe, you place your hands upon her head and prepare. By the way, you guys get all your shit back if you want to restore that. You place your hands upon her head and mutter a silent prayer to. At first, your instinct is to mutter it towards Bahamut, but having realized the situation, you mutter to whatever it is you think will hear. And as you place your hands upon her head, you watch as she kind of rears back as if she has been almost shocked awake from being asleep for so long, as if she was in a coma. Her eyes kind of shoot forward wide open, and she kind of catches herself on the toadstool, breathing, panting. And you hear her say, "The memories. They've come back. The sights. No." And you watch as tears begin to kind of stream down the corners of her eyes as the pain of those memories return, of watching her party fall to the demons of the Underdark and her barely able to escape. She begins to share, after a long evening of stories, a bit of what she remembers. But she still is unsure. She still holds back. And the memories are still painful, but rather than causing some sort of physical pain and the wide-eyed paranoia that she had once had, she is a bit more sure of the situation around her. And she's not retreated into her mind as she once was. That doesn't mean she's not scared anymore, though. And as she kind of finishes, she says, "The demons were real, but they're not here anymore. Not. I've been hiding for far too long. I have a wife to get back to. I know it may not seem like much, certainly in this state, but I am a mage of some skill. If you are willing to aid in my attempts to get back to the surface, I can help you out. I know I can."
And I say, what are we waiting for?
She gets up off the toadstool, brushing off the remains of what appears to be some gnarled mushrooms that have kind of clung to it. Grabs her spellbook by her side and pulls out a small rod. The rod itself actually has engraved onto its tip the symbol of Mistra, god of magic, which you would recognize, Singe. And she says, "Couldn't have said it better myself."
I'm sure at some point now we would have noticed our little changeling friend, whatever his name was, disappeared. I'll ask, anyone seen where our Our mistaken frog disappear too?
Him.
At first, I thought you were talking about Daz.
Well, we could be talking about him too if you'd like. I would ask about both.
Daz, we're at the end of this long rest. Are you still hiding away, or are you back with the group at this point?
Hey, everybody ready to go?
Where have you been?
I was guarding back here, make sure nothing came up from behind. Protecting everybody while we slept. That's what I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. I just kind of... I let this one slide. I'm not in the mood to deal with him right now, so I was like, all right, guys, if y'all ready, let's venture forth so we can figure a way out of here to at least get her back to the surface or Skullport and have her teleported up or something. Whatever makes sense.
You don't happen to know how deep we are, do you?
She stops and thinks, I don't think we're too far from the surface, but I'm afraid it's been so long, I just don't remember the details.
Do you know if you remember ever going through Skullport?
I think we had passed by there once or twice, but that was a while ago. It's still held by the pirates, right?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. It's hard to tell with that city.
True enough.
So if we know that she went by Skullport and we haven't gone back through Skullport since we've been down here, we must be at least 1 or 2 levels, 3 levels lower than that, right?
What was Skullport on 3 or 2?
Yeah. It
The
was level
passage
3.
to Skullport was through the River Sargoth on level 3.
Okay, so we're past 3 at least. So we're probably 4 or 5, I imagine.
Yeah, that'd be my guess. Wish these maps were a little bit more useful that I have.
Wish a motherfucker could roll a 20.
Yeah, I wish I could too.
You can always try again, my friend.
Well, I'll look at the maps again to see if there's any new landmarks that help. Where you had me roll for that? Perception? Just says I'm proficient in it.
I mean, wouldn't it be survival?
Yeah, probably be survival. Go for it.
Well, there to make it worse. Let's go for what I'm not proficient with.
Well, you rolled a 13 on that first one. You get a +0. I'll say, looking at the map, we're ascertaining it's got to be the 4th or the 5th, and noting the River Sargoth, it flows, yes, to Skullport, but it flows through level 3, 4, and 5. And as you get a closer look at the map, you'll note that you were next to a river, and level 5 depicted the Willowwood, which you visited earlier. So you assume either this is level 4 or miraculously this is some part of level 3 that you had not yet explored, but you find that one unlikely.
Okay. All right, I relay that to the guys. Based on what we've seen, we know the river's still here. Because we saw it earlier. We're educated guess. I would say we're on 4, so we need to go up at least 1 level to Skullport, and then we could figure out how to get her to the surface.
You don't think that the boatman travels down the river this far, do you?
Yeah, y'all were down there by the river longer than I was. Did you ever see him?
No, but is there a way to call him on? Do you think if I just put a coin in the air, he'd sniff it out and come this way?
I have no idea. We can always hang a goblin out there and see if he'll come pick up, the soon to be dead. I kind of laugh and smirk.
I'm gonna say let's do that first and see if we can get the boatman. If not, then we can travel onward.
Alright, so you want to go back down to the river then?
Yeah, let's head down to the river first, and then if that doesn't work, then that's the best case scenario I can think of right now.
Alright, I like it. Let's do it.
Tally ho.
Unless the king has an idea, and I kind of smirk back at Draloff.
Whatever you want to do.
Does anybody wake Julie up?
Oh, I guess I'll go there and throw some water on Julie. Let's go.
Oh. Where do you get water from?
Not,
I don't know.
it's not bath. It's not bath day. Another week yet.
Okay, and Deribeth will happily follow along.
I tell Singe to keep with her just so she can.
Okay.
Feel safe.
And I will pull out a silver coin for now.
And while he's doing that, I want to look around like the walls here, see if there's any like markings or anything that may tell us that the ferryman comes this far.
Make another survival check.
All right.
Who's measuring my sight range?
As
There, there's nothing to suggest that the ferryman can come up here. You'll remember that there were these blue, sort of glowing lanterns near the stops that the ferryman seemed to stop at. There's no such thing here. But as you're kind of looking around, you do see, embedded in some of the sort of wet mud and dirt that makes up this area, there are tracks shaped to be about the size of an elf, heading off towards the east.
size of an elf.
Yep, several of them.
We've not run into any elves so far down here, have we?
Well, I can think of one.
I don't count.
Nope, not
Oh
you.
no, you talking about and I kind of look at Kay and I'm like, yeah, I don't think she can make it this far.
Nope.
Didn't
Still
we
a
run
different
into
one.
some drow at one point?
Yeah, ran into a drow elf.
He's
Particular
Oh,
drow elf you don't like.
it's like he doesn't count either. Because one, he wouldn't be leaving footprints,
That's true.
so I kind of rule him out. I do let everyone know that, hey, it looks like there has been some tracks through here since we were down here last. They seem
Is there no boats or anything lined up against the shore here?
Not at the moment.
I mean, do the tracks only go one way? So like they were here and just walked onto shore?
They go towards the shore and away from the shore, off to the east.
oh, so they look like they came this way and then they turned around and went that way. I mean, we could see
There's-
tracks going both directions.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey,
Did they stop here or did they actually also kind of go this direction and back? I'm just trying to see.
Right. They do not go north at all.
Okay. All right. So they interesting that they would stop here, turn around, and go back the other direction.
why don't y'all wait here? I'll go find out. I'm quietest person in the group.
And I look at him and say, "You're actually not the quietest person in the group, but go ahead and try."
You're gonna stealthily make your way forward.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check for me. Very good. So as you get closer, you begin to hear the clash of steel on steel. And you can see it takes a little bit of effort where you have to stealth down in order to get a good view. But you see, boy, I hope they fix dynamic lighting soon.
Me too.
An advanced fog. You see down here, there are what appear to be some very well-armed drow elves, and they appear to be in the middle of some sort of spar. You can also see behind them, well, the roof is high, but it begins to slope down as it gets further and further towards what appears to be a very large pit of some kind in the back here. There is, spanning the gap is what appears to be a big trunk of what looks to be what had been one of those toadstools or something, some sort of big mushroom that spans the gap.
All right. I head back.
the last thing you see,
Oh, going back.
there are a couple of what appear to be stumps of fungus that kind of line up the different areas around here. And you're able to kind of hide behind one as you're watching these two in the midst of some sort of spar. And the last thing is there are a few bats that are fluttering about here.
Okay. Hey, there's a couple drow. You know, the dark elves. They're down there in that cave that they're practicing fighting with each other.
I guess, do you suppose it's an exit, or should we head left and...
And there's a big crevasse with a bridge, and then the cave keeps going on, and I couldn't see any further than that. But I mean,
So
it was
these two
it
drow
was,
are just standing in the middle of a cavern
no, they're
fighting each other?
yeah, they're not hurting, they're practicing. I mean, it's amazing that I got that information because, but you know how sneaky I am. They didn't see me.
Let's hope not.
I look at Kay, I go, that doesn't make any sense. Does that make any sense to you? Why two drow just be down there fighting each other?
Sparring?
Yeah.
Probably training. Passing time?
But there's nothing that indicated there's any drow presence on this level.
You don't suppose they came from another level, do you?
That's what I was wanting. I was thinking.
I'm gonna see if I can sneak on over here and peer down.
You know what? You make a stealth check. Okay. You kind of make your way down cautiously, pulling your hood up or not, up to you. As you kind of make your way back down, they too kind of stop briefly in the midst of their spar. Kind of snicker at one another, take a quick breather before they ready their swords and go at it again.
I'll turn around and be like, I think we should send Daz in there to talk to them.
No,
I would agree, but
drow.
he's not a kind of person I would trust to actually have a calm, casual conversation with them.
No, goblins have had many dealings with drow. They're evil. They don't. We don't like each other.
Yeah. Pot, kettle, pot.
I wasn't the one who attacked me first. I've been protecting everybody's back.
Rolling eyes.
Even your narrow elf booty protected.
Yeah.
Darabeth will
got us
say.
all killed.
Darabeth will say, drow elves aren't usually well known for treating well with other non-drow. You said there's only two?
Yeah,
That we
that's
can
what.
see.
Yeah, that's what's puzzling because they usually don't travel in that small of a group. Either individuals or more.
Who's to say they're the only two?
That's what I'm worried about. I agree.
I'm gonna sneak back over this way, and I'm gonna see if I can see anyone else. If there's any other footsteps that go off other ways or anything like that.
I guess survival check.
I don't even know what a footprint is.
Without getting further into the mushroom stumps, you can't make out any details.
I turn to Daz and I say, here's a chance to prove your worth. You're a bounty hunter, so you probably have some set of tracking skills. How many elven footprints do you see where we're at right now before we fully decimate the area? Can you tell how many that came over here?
Survival check.
I could try, but I hunt people in the city. I don't know about this muddy crap in here. I don't know. There's like 14, 5. I don't know, something like that.
It's like, well,
Daz.
All right. Well, so much for that idea.
You're an elf. You just out in the woods all the time. Why can't you tell how many footprints there are?
If you haven't noticed, I walk without making footprints. I'll leave them at that.
Because your head's so big, it's floating on your head.
Drelloff, having some experience tracking animals, you take a look at the mud, stepping forward past everybody, and taking a look at the footprints themselves. It's a little hard to discern the specifics. There could easily be over a dozen, at least.
So, I have to ask, how far can your spells reach, Treverin?
I have a few that go quite the distance. Most of them are 60 feet, some are 120. I have a couple that go 150, so, I mean, I could hit the other side of that chasm.
God, what's the one movie with Chris Evans that
Where he's the sniper.
yeah. Or he walks in the room and he does the finger guns and the bolts are coming out of the window behind him. He goes, "I'm a
Yep.
superhuman." I'm gonna try and do that.
It's the losers.
Yes, thank you. That's a really good movie.
Actually,
They did things to me. Strange things.
Yeah.
Anal things.
I got the longest range out of anyone here.
Yeah, I'm gonna say if I go in there, can I have you guys watch my back, and I'm gonna see if I can get information out of them. If they don't cooperate,
before you move on, I'm going to cast this on myself to see if I see anything more than those two down there.
Make a stealth check as you make your way forward.
Okay. And I get to make it with advantage. Yay.
Um,
Hopefully it'll come through for once.
Okay. You're able to stealth your
34.
way forward. You look around with your see invisibility cast. Nothing stands out to you.
Okay, so I still only see the two.
You still only see the two.
Real fast, just quick recap.
Yep. So you finish a long rest. You cast Greater Restoration. She shared with you a little bit more information about her past that she could remember. She seems to be mostly okay, has agreed to travel with you for the time being in the hopes that you would help her get back to the surface.
What's the direct issue we're dealing with right now?
We came down to the river to see if we can't summon the fairy that we knew exists on level 3, because we believe this river is the same river, and think we're on level 4-ish.
Okay.
And we thought we'd take the ferry up, and then that's when we noticed some drow footprints that led us to finding these two in the middle of nowhere sparring with each other.
Has anybody tried talking to them?
Not yet.
That's what I'm about to do.
That's where we're heading.
I'm gonna pull.
Do they know we're here?
They haven't seen us yet.
Nope. They haven't seen you yet.
Okay. All right. Because I didn't want to just yell out in undercommon, "Hey, you guys!" Yeah.
Hey, you
guys!
Rocky Road?
All right. Fair enough. Go ahead. I'm sorry about that, guys.
It's all right.
So I will have my caster and my archer line up for a sight line, and I will.
I will tap Kay on the shoulder. Your archer's hiding over there in the corner.
Hold on. So if that's going to be the case, and I need to get back over here and do a stealth check because I want to be hidden.
All right, you're stealthy enough.
Okay.
And I will start walking forward.
Drelloff, I need you to make a stealth check.
Woohoo! That's your plan. The hell is that?
It's on your skills, under S.
Nice.
Nice roll. Kay, are you stealthing forward as they're in the midst of this?
Nope, I have my buckler in one hand and no weapon to be seen on my person, and I am walking forward with my hands in the air.
Okay. Do you have your hood up?
I do.
Okay. As you kind of approach, they stop at the middle of their spar. They step back a few, and they shout at you in Undercommon. Do you speak Undercommon?
I do not. I'm gonna yell back at them. Do you speak Common?
They look confused, and then they try to speak to you in Elvish.
Those are the languages I know.
Okay. So they are wary of you. They have their swords pointing in your direction. With you not recognizing what they're saying, they're going to stumble their way back over this bridge.
Oh no! If they're gonna go that far, as soon as they try to stumble their way across anything, I am going to cast this on the bridge.
Okay. So,
and I will cut off their only other exit.
now go ahead and move yourself back to where you were. Because now you're basically working against them as they're trying to do a thing. Just make... Well, at this point, I would say go ahead and roll initiative.
Everybody or just him?
Everybody, I would say. You guys are close enough to be aware of what's happening here.
You know what?
That should be a 22.
Initiative.
I'm just
yeah.
gonna roll a d20, and can you add me into the initiative order?
Fair.
But-
So,
I got a 17.
Mine should be a 12.
I should be a 9.
yep. So just double checking the monsters, so to speak. They're all correct. All right.
What's
I
their
think
dexterity at?
Kelly.
What's up?
What's their dexterity at?
Theirs is a +4. So yeah. They get
Oh,
+4
gotcha. I
total.
saw the mage roll. That's for her. Never mind.
Yeah, she has a +2.
I rolled a 5.
All right. I need to add you actually to the initiative sheet.
It was
turn.
just easier than trying to fucking.
All right.
I have a 17.
You have a 17. Varen, you rolled a 12. You already
I
said
fixed
yourself.
mine. Yep.
Okay. Kay, you rolled a 20 plus 2 is 22. Julie, you rolled a 5 and 4 is 9. And Drelloff, you rolled an 8 and a 2 plus 4. So yours is a 12. And I'm hoping everybody's correct there. All right. Actually, Kay, what's your dexterity?
14. That's why I asked what hers is.
Okay, she's also got 14, so she will. Well, she's not 100% clear because you haven't quite made an action, but she's going to actually stealth her way forward at this point, which is going to tie the passive perception, so she's not going to stealth, but she's going to make her way up forward and just kind of wait. All right, Kay, darkness, right?
Yeah, I'm putting it on the bridge behind them.
Go ahead and move yourself where you want to put. It's 15 feet or 20 feet? I guess it's 15 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 15.
There, that's a better circle.
So I'm
So,
going to cover the
anyways.
bridge.
Okay.
And I guess, did that happen before my turn?
The darkness would happen as part of this turn,
Okay.
so.
Then I will still keep my weapon hidden so I seem defenseless and approach him still with my hands in the air. And I will repeat, what are you doing down here in common, whether they can understand me or not.
Okay. You approach them, hands in the air, casting the spell. Daz, you're up next. What are you doing?
I am going to. So, what do they look like? They've got their hand, obviously, their weapons drawn.
Yep.
Yep. I'm going to light this one up twice with sharpshooter.
Okay.
I don't like drow.
This one on the left here?
Nope.
The one on the right.
This one.
Okay.
There's 1, and there's 2.
5, They'll both hit.
And I'm going to also spend a superiority dice for trip attack.
Okay. This guy needs to roll separate initiative now that I look at it here. Okay.
And so that'll another 4 damage. So it's, what do we got here?
11
21.
plus 10 is 21. 8 and 10 is 18. Another
That's-
4. And what does he roll for the trip attack?
He rolls. And that is, sorry.
The target is large or smaller must make a strength saving throw, which it
8.
fails. So he is knocked prone.
Yep.
All right.
So what's that? 40, what? 20, like 40 damage?
Something like that.
44 damage?
I subtracted each one individually, so I didn't add a total. Alrighty. Done for your turn. Moving to the goal.
And, nope, I'm going to stay right there.
Okay. So the one you knocked prone is going to get up on his turn. And they are going to not wanting to lose the advantage. They're going to move over here. They're going to they're going to hold that one's going to hold an action. This fellow over here is going to move towards the darkness, and he's actually going to cast this on himself, and he disappears into it.
I can still see him.
Yes, he can.
And I still have see invisibility, so I should still be able to see him.
Yep. But he will levitate and push himself past the darkness. And as he passes by, he will let out a quick whistle.
Actually, Crow, you wouldn't be able to, right? Because I thought you could only. I don't think you can see through K's darkness, can you?
I got see invisibility running.
So we can see things with outlines.
And it lasts for an hour. That's what I cast that earlier. Only
Nice.
been like 6 or 12 seconds.
Alrighty. Dreloff, you're up next.
The fuck am I standing?
Good music choice.
I'm gonna dash action to there.
That was good Borderlands 2 vibes.
It's just the instrumental, so.
I'm using dash action to get there, Killy.
Okay. Treverin, you're
every
up
time
next.
every time I hear this one, I think of Bubba Hotep.
That's also a good movie.
I first turn around and then I say, "You idiot! We weren't sitting there trying to shoot him. We were going to ask him some questions." And then I'll move up 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, and I'll say in Elvish, I say, "Hold on, we got onto a bad foot. Can everyone just calm down for a minute? All we want to do is ask you a question."
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
I've clicked it. I'm waiting.
Yep. Okay. They won't do anything yet, but because it's not their turn. I take that back. This guy will pull, as a reaction, will cry back in Elvish, "Lower your weapons."
I
Then
will
we'll talk.
I'll
As you
reply
can
that.
see,
I didn't raise my weapons.
Still have no weapon in hand.
Yep. Trichet doesn't have anything in hand. Treveron
Right.
doesn't have anything. You've approached peacefully.
I said,
Okay.
we just had a simple question, and we'll be on our way.
Okay. That'll be it for your turn, Julie.
Julie's going to take a dash action to get to here.
That'll be your turn.
Yeah, his weapons. Seeing others not drawing their weapons, he's not going to draw his either.
Okay. Singe.
I will do the same. But I'm not doing anything else.
Okay. So, crawling out of the darkness, you watch as they kind of stumble in the darkness as well, but they're able to cling to the cavern walls as well as to the bridge, are several quaggoths, and they begin to kind of crawl their way out, but they are halted prematurely by this fella here who is looking pretty badly injured. And these guys are kind of stumbling around in the dark, feeling on the bridge, but they're there. All right. Deribith will say go there, and she will pass her turn cautiously, but she's looking at you interestingly. Kay, you're up next.
I guess, do these things look hostile that just came out?
They look ready to pounce on you, but they're held back by a quick command from the one that Treveron just talked to, who asked for you to lower your weapons.
I mean, he said that in Elvish, though, didn't he?
Yeah, you didn't hear it. You wouldn't have understood it.
I am standing here with my hands in the air. And
Okay.
no weapon.
All right. Daz, what do you do?
I stay where I'm at, and I ready in action, and if this guy does anything threatening, I'm going to pincushion his ass. So I'm going to ready in action.
Okay.
Attack action.
So you ready just in case they do anything threatening?
That guy. If he does anything threatening to the party, I'm gonna shoot him.
He says back to you in Elvish, Treveron, if you mean no harm, lower your weapons and drop your magic. Now. And he says that to you in Elvish, but gestures to all of you, including you back there, Daz. And this fellow who is levitating will swing back around, draw a hand crossbow, and hold his action. Droloff, what are you doing?
Fireball.
Holding my action.
Okay. Treveron, you still holding your action? What are you doing?
All right. So, I acknowledge what he said, and I said, guys, just put your weapons down. Kay, if you could dismiss your darkness for a second. And then in Elvish, I'll say, we will do so. Just don't make any aggressive moves, and let's have a conversation.
Julie, you don't have your weapon drawn, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm not. He's not looking to provoke or start the fight, but he's certainly eager to join in should it start. He's got, he's his hand is on his hilt, but he's not drawing it, and his stance is more relaxed, like he's waiting to see how this plays out.
Okay.
And if you'll allow it, since he's right next to me, I'll put my hand on his shoulder and say, "Easy, big guy."
Yeah, no. He's like, I'm there.
Okay. Singe, what are you doing?
Good question. I'm just gonna see how this plays out. I'm just kind of waiting to. Treverin seems like he's talking to them. I mean, I could speak Undercommon, but I don't feel the need to. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna listen and try to, in case they try to speak to each other in Undercommon. Like if they're
Okay.
plotting any
Sure.
attack or anything.
The Quaggoths will sit at the ready and kind of snarl in your direction. Deribith will raise up her hands in a non-threatening manner, very much unsure about what's about to happen. Kay, you still holding up your hands, doing anything?
I will snap my finger and make the darkness disappear, since that's what Treverin asked.
Okay. The darkness disappears. Daz, you still have your crossbow drawn and aimed at this fella back here.
Mm-hmm.
You doing anything else? Changing at all? He knows you're back there.
I know. Wait a second. Actually, is this light? Is there light in here?
There is some dim light from some phosphorin fungi, but aside from that, no.
All right. Because I was about to say this is as far as I can see. Yeesh. I will relocate. And still have a action ready. Attack action.
Are you still have the bow drawn, aimed at him?
Yes I do.
Okay. He says, "The goblin, too. Lower your weapons or we will attack." And this guy will float just underneath and hold an action. Reloff.
Holding action.
Treverin.
I turn around, look at the goblin. Can you please show some dignity for just once since we met you and lower your weapon? There's plenty of time to fight later. Then I turn back to the drow saying, he's like a lost puppy. We don't know what to do with him in Elvish. That way he has no idea what I just said to him. And I said, all we really want to know is, do you know how to get to level 3? We're trying to get back to Skullport.
Okay.
And we'll leave you alone and we'll go about our business.
Julie, I assume you're still holding your action.
Yeah, again, he's not going to attack, but he wants to give them. He's kind of that line between ready to attack and hanging back and relaxed. He wants to give him something to think about to kind of support Kay's diplomatic attempt.
Okay. Singe holding action. Anything else?
I'm just still listening.
Okay. The Quaggoths on their turn will move further in, dashing. In a manner to kind of surround you. Which is going to take me forever a day to move all these tokens, so bear with me. With a special preference towards making their way towards Daz. These guys are just going to stay relatively close. Let's back up. All right. And Darabeth, who actually speaks Undercommon, says, "We apologize. We don't mean you any harm." Okay. Any change? Anything doing?
Ever.
Ever?
No. I guess the only thing I will say is I will write an action that if they seem to go towards hostile action, I will spawn my sword as a longsword.
Okay.
Did we have a point coming down and talking to these guys, or
Trying to get
our
an
way
exit?
out, I believe.
Trying to
Yep.
find our way
Oh,
to the
alright,
next
well,
level. That was the
someone
only
who's
point
good with-
until someone
someone who's good with making the talk, make the talk?
They have asked you to lower your weapons, including the goblin behind you. All of you have approached in a non-threatening manner. Daz is the only one still holding onto his weapon.
I'm
Daz,
going.
you're up. What are you doing?
I will point towards the ground with my crossbow. But
Singe, you were going to say something?
I will.
No. Oh, I forgot we were in combat turns. That's what threw me off. I'm not doing anything yet.
Okay.
And I'll point it towards the ground. That is my move.
This guy will say, "You have lowered your weapons. We promise you safe passage across the bridge. If you seek information, we wish for you to speak with our high priestess." In the interest of time, we'll say for a moment you're out of combat. Daz, stay there for a moment. What do the rest of you do after this has been communicated?
I say, first, thank you for, keeping your word, and secondly, all we're looking for is the fastest way back to Skullport. Can you not provide us that information? We don't really need to have an audience with your priestess at this moment. There's no business that we have with her. If you could just tell us the fastest way to Skullport from here.
Probably back the way you came.
If you'll allow me, and I'll say Undercommon. If you'll allow me, my trigger happy green friend back there, fired a bit short. I would like to see if I could tend to some of your wounds.
I will survive, thank you. He keeps you from approaching him.
All right. Fair enough.
So you're saying that the way to Skullport is back to the northwest?
He says, "That would lead further up. You'll be lucky if you're not chopped to bits by the hobgoblins."
I'm not worried about any hobgoblins. I will let Kay know. I go, according to him, the way to level 3 is back to the north. He says the way to the level up. So I'd assume that's close to the answer get, or we can go have a chat with their priestess and probably create more turmoil, and then I'll point back at the goblin. Then we really need to deal with at the moment. We're trying to get her out of here to safety.
I will back up and I will bow before the drow and start walking away.
I will bow, but I will not turn my back to the drow. I will just back cautiously, and just kind of
Okay.
Not necessarily
Quaggoths-
threatening, but
The Quaggoths just kind of as you kind of back up.
I picture you backing right into a Quaggoth.
I could. Just like right here.
Boom.
Turn to it
Oh,
and
sorry.
excuse me, pardon me. And then all the way out.
Okay. The rest of you backing out?
Yeah.
Darabeth will back out. Absolutely.
Come on, Daz.
Is Elmo talking to us right now?
Julie.
No, my Chaswell sent me a D&D video on TikTok. I was watching it.
Pant, you there?
Yes, sorry. I'm following.
Okay.
We'll
Almost
head
done.
back up and kind of go the direction we didn't go before to see if we can't find a way out of here.
I will take the Northwest Passage, I suppose.
We went that way. Yeah, sounds good. Let's go this way.
As we're walking, I'm gonna, assuming Daz is with us, I'm just gonna casually be like, you know, I respect your skills, but shooting at everything that moves first isn't always the way to go.
Yeah, it's the goblin way. It's what keeps me alive.
I get it, but you're not running with a bunch of goblins now, are you?
What do you think, Kay? North?
Yeah,
you-
I say we keep traveling north.
As you enter into the cavern, by the way, there's a tunnel to the south that is covered with stalactites. Around this central area, there is a veritable forest of all sorts of mostly tall fungi that kind of dot the area.
So each of these rooms seem to have had either stalactite or fungi. So is the humidity in this floor different than everywhere else? I mean, it seems like awfully odd that we'd have fungus growing when we hadn't encountered it on any other level.
It's a little bit humid.
One level's an underground forest. This one seems to be. Each of these floors seem to have a completely different environment. It seems weird. But you said, Cade, let's go north.
Are you saying
Yeah.
that? Are you saying that out loud?
Yeah, I'd say it just seems
I'm
like
literally
every floor is a different environment.
I'm literally going to look at you and say, what has been normal about this place since we've walked in? Go ahead. I'm waiting.
Well, what has been normal about this place since we walked in is we keep finding danger and trouble.
You know, I haven't been with you all for that long. If that's normal, then I don't know what an odd day for you would be.
Going to the beach and taking a day off would be an odd day for us. The way things usually go. Oh, do we run into a dead end here, Killy?
No, I'm just letting the conversation go on before I
okay.
reveal more
Okay.
shit.
All right.
So, entering into here, you actually walk in, and you're caught a little bit off guard. Walking in, and you enter into an area covered with alchemist supplies and shelves. There's a stone block in the center of the cavern that is completely full of all sorts of vials and bottles, distillers, all sorts of alchemical equipment. You can also see there are shelves that have been essentially stuck into the cavern walls themselves that are holding all sorts of different gourds and what appear to be some sort of potions. And as you enter in, you see a robed young man that is in the middle of creating a couple of wooden gourds that are rattling against his breast. And he goes, "Oh, hello there."
Hi.
It's not too often I get visitors these days. What can I do for?
Um, can we get your name?
Well, most folks just call me the alchemist.
The alchemist, huh? So, are you making potions then?
Why, yes. The fungi that grow in these caverns do wonders for creating all sorts of powerful potents. I just need a bit more experimentation, that's all.
So you don't have any potions for sale currently. If you're experimenting, you're still perfecting them. Is that
Yes, I have a few I'd be willing to trade.
what do you have?
He pulls out from under his robe a couple of wooden vials and well, the vials themselves are completely wooden, so you cannot see what exactly is inside of them. But he holds one up and he says, "This, upon drinking this particular potion, you can understand any spoken or written language for an hour anyway, and you have to touch the words on the page in order to understand what they're saying. But it does work." And this, I don't know that you would find much use for, my elven friend, but some of the rest of you in your party, and this one, and it has a red stopper on it, this one, you can drink this and have a good night's rest without ever needing to fall asleep.
So the first potion messes with your mind to understand languages that you don't currently know. And the second one is some type of psychotropic drug that keeps you from having to go to sleep and get a rest.
Well, you still
Shrooms.
gain the benefit of the rest. It feels like you take a long rest, but you don't get to sleep. And magic can't put you to sleep either.
I look at Kay, I go, I don't really know what to do about this guy. Got any ideas? Because he's dealing in magics that seem to be even strange for me and you.
I mean, he seems happy down here.
I'm just wondering, it took all of us working together to get down here, and there's just one little boy down here. How's he here safe by himself? He's
And I
rather
turn
kind of
around, I look
odd.
at Daz, I was like, and hence why we have not approached. Would you like to approach and talk to him?
Well, I got your back. Like I always have got your back.
Yeah, I understand that you've got a bullseye on my back. That's not what I asked you. Feel free to come converse with this fine individual if you like. And I'm saying this loud enough that this guy can even hear it.
Okay. He says, "Oh, I have no reason to worry about me. I have no harm to anybody. If you're wondering how I managed to get down here and be okay, I kind of pauses for a moment. He thinks back. He goes, well, I don't really remember the details about how I got here, but I do have a friend that keeps me pretty well protected. We have a mutual beneficence that goes between the both of us."
Is it a frog?
No, no. It's an Etten.
Etten, you say?
Yes, an unusually friendly one of that sort. He's likely hanging out by some of the mushroom stalks. I created a special potion for him so that he could drink the water from the barrel stalks that grow down here. I wouldn't recommend drinking the river water right now. Pretty slimy, from what I hear.
Um,
I'm just surprised that Etten can fit through the hallways and passages we've come through in here.
is there
I'll remind you that the cavern ceiling is 30 feet high.
Yeah, but it's not all that wide though, right? I guess it's wide enough.
anything in particular you happen to be working on right now?
He says, "Oh, trying to replicate a couple of potions for stock at the moment."
Do you take orders?
What sort of potion do you have in mind?
I don't know yet. I'm just asking. Trying to understand what you're doing down here. Just general question.
Well, I don't really sell potions. I trade for some of the ones I have on person. Sometimes.
I look over at Sanj. I said, "Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. You were asking him something."
No, just it seems like he's been doing an extensive amount of work here, like looking at all the shelves and all the ingredients and stuff like that. I was wondering if there was something specific he was working toward. To have a stock of potions is one thing, but surely if you're a skilled alchemist as much as he is, or you are, I would just curious if there was one thing in particular you were working toward. Did I
Right.
lose you guys?
No, are you? I'm sorry. Were you asking him if
Yeah,
there was anything specific?
yeah.
He says, "Oh, just experimenting."
Where did you
Experiment.
where did you learn your trade?
Here and there.
Oh, um, I've been I've just sorry, stealing a what do you call it right out of Game of Thrones, but I've been a great many places, but I've never been here nor there. Where specifically have you studied? I don't know many alchemists who just randomly pick up the trade by mixing things together.
That's the fun part of alchemy, is seeing what mixes together and well, what doesn't, what works and what doesn't.
It's kind of a dangerous thing, though, if you don't have any presumption of what works, and what doesn't. That's not a.
Uh, Certainly, but that's how progress is made. That's how new potions are discovered.
Kelly,
Hmm.
looking around is he working on anything currently, like right on the bench behind him?
Um, Make an intellect check while you're kind of peering around.
All right, hold on. Just straight ability.
Mhm.
Oh, why do I have advantage
Oh,
on it?
I'll count to 6. Um, you're looking around, seeing is this guy working towards a specific goal?
Well, no,
Regarding all of these potions or something?
I'm curious to see if he's actually working on something right now behind him, like on the workbench. That's all. I want to see if he's
Oh,
doing
okay.
that.
It looks like he is in the middle of trying to maybe replicate one of the potions he showed you earlier.
Okay. Uh, I was kind of curious as to what. I, w- I was kind of curious as to whether or not he knew the difference of mixing like small stuff, like what would happen if he mixed an acid with a very base uh, alchemical ingredient.
I'm sure he does. Joe doesn't know anything about chemistry. Kilimanjaro does not know anything about chemistry.
Oh, basically, Killy, I'm trying to look and I'm trying to figure out if he's going to blow himself up.
Oh, okay. No, it does not look like he's in any risk of blowing himself up.
Okay. Um, with that, I'm going to say, are you always here?
Oh, most of the time. I venture out every once in a while to check on some of the stocks, to talk with my friend.
Will your Etten friend let us pass?
So long as you don't attack him.
Is this your main work area? You don't venture out of here too often?
I mainly do my work here. I venture out every once in a while.
Is there
Do you,
before we go, is there anything specific you're looking to trade for?
He says, well, I'm always in use of general supplies, including, oh, lamps, rope, candles, that sort of thing. I could also use some extra help in harvesting some of the shrooms that grow down here.
Okay. All right. Well, good to know. And I'm done talking to him.
Say, does he know the way to level 3?
Actually, I'll ask it in a more pointed question. We may be back by this way and may take you up on your offer for your potions later. But right now we're kind of needing to get to Skullport. Do you happen to know the direction? We came in from a much different path than we expected to get here, so we're trying to get back to Skullport.
He says, the tunnel leading up is just outside the cavern, but be careful. You're wandering right into the Legion of Azrok's territory upon going up those stairs.
Legion of Azrak, I would suspect those are hobgoblins?
You would be correct.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
we've
wait.
been warned about them already before, so.
Wait. Aren't those the ones that owe us a favor for killing the drow earlier?
No, that was on level 2 anyway, I think.
Well, that was I think his name was Skek. I don't have that in front of me. There was a different group. There was a hobgoblin that you freed in the drow prison that says claimed to be part of the Legion of Azrok, and thank you for its freedom, and told you about this base that they had on that level.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, maybe what we've done, maybe what we did earlier will buy us passage through the area.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about the hobgoblin.
Right.
So,
He,
I will thank him for the information, and then all of a sudden I noticed that Daz is up there, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go again.
hey, I'll take one of them talk to anybody potions, and I'll put one of my I'll put a gem on the table in front of him, whatever it is.
Okay.
Or hold it up for him.
Okay. He says, well, I don't have much use of gold or gems down here. I need more practical things.
What are you talking about? Gems are practically expensive.
Well, there's not many buyers down here.
Oh. Okay. Then I'll put it back and I'll make the turn around and trip over my own feet and bump into him.
Okay. Are you doing something in particular with that, or?
Are the potions in front of him?
No, he has them on his person, kind of
Oh.
hanging off of his robes. You gonna
That
try to
seems
steal
like-
one off of him?
Yeah, that seems like an easy mark. Let's do that.
Sleight of hand check.
Oh shit, that beats my passive perception.
Beats his too. All right. You swipe one of the potions off of him as you kind of bumped into him. He goes, "Oh, careful."
Sorry about that. It's slippery around here. Okay, well, no gems, huh? Okay. Well, thank you.
My pleasure.
Should we leave?
Yes. And I'm walking away.
Now, what would have been really badass is if you bumped into him 4 more times and rolled 26s on all of them. All right. Good day to you.
As to you as well. Okay. Entering into here, you enter into a veritable fungi forest. There are mushrooms of all sorts of length and all sorts of kinds that are growing in this cavern. But you do see a path sloping up to the north.
Ooh, I'm gonna check that. You said sloping, so I'm curious.
Well, it slopes up.
I'll follow.
Okay.
I'll say to Kay, it seems like going through the hobgoblins' may be the way to actually get out of here, just as a heads up. So if we find them,
Okay. I will say that this will slope up to level 3.
Fuck your hobgoblins.
As you continue your way forward, you all hear the voice of Hallister Blackcloak in the back of your minds as he says, violence, carnage, driven mad. These are the things that have tormented young Darabeth as she travels cautiously and fearfully with these crazy individuals who aren't quite sure of one another, let alone she of them. The twisting intricacies of those doubts, those fears, how they twist upon the soul like a knife jabbed into the heart. Where does this take our adventurers as they wander back through the forgotten depths of Undermountain, trying to make their way and hold a favor? What new horrible thing awaits them past the Legion and hiding now within Skulls? There's only one way to find out next time on Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We'd also take this time to remind you, for a word from our sponsors. The future caretakers of everything would like to remind you, plant a tree for once, you goddamn fool.
Did y'all hear that?
yes.
Everybody heard it.
Oh, okay. So everybody hears voices in their head then, not just me.
Oh, that wasn't in our head. That was just there.
I thought Kelly
And-
said it was in our heads.
No.
Yeah, I mean you'll hear it. Everybody will hear it, but
Oh,
in their heads essentially. I mean it's transmitted psychically, but everybody will hear it. It's 10:30, so we will continue what happens next week. Hopefully,
yay.
Roll20 is a little less bonkers.
Very nice. All right, everyone. I'm going to bed. I'm exhausted.
Night.
Have a good night, man.
Night.